against Baltimore. The Rays now lead the Yankees in the AL East by 6 games. Yankees pitcher Carlos Rodon will come off the injured list to start Tuesday, but Yankees pitcher Max Fried was placed on the IL with an elbow bone bruise. The sale of the Padres was approved unanimously by MLB team owners, but in the NBA, the Buss family said it's selling its stake in the Lakers, so Jeannie Buss cannot remain as team governor, but her attorney demanded a retraction of the trust's statement. I'm Steve DeSager.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
I am untethered and my rage knows no bounds!
Ladies and gentlemen.
All I know is you never had the makings for varsity athlete.
What is it with you and this obsession with this varsity crap?
People come to us because
Back in the booth, back on the airwaves, coming at you live from the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. John Reed, Sam Beard, Bad News Bubba, Josh Lovett. Happy Tuesday morning to you, August 18th. Sam, top of the morning, my friend.
Top of the morning, John. Hey. Survived the storm. Thought it was going to go on a lot longer than it did, honestly. I was kind of disappointed. I was ready for a good storm like the entire night. At least for me, it feel like it capped out at around like 6 o'clock. It's cool there for 20 or 30 minutes. House was shaking. Some trees down, I guess, this morning on my drive in.
What time was it shaking? What time was the storm going on? Do you remember?
I feel like 5:30-ish maybe.
PM?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you feel it at 5:30 a.m. this morning?
No, I was just asking because
sleeping that deep.
No, I was just asking. We went to a little bit of a early evening movie, and it was storming when we got out. But I assume that's what you were talking about. But then actually, like I went to bed. I got in bed. No joke. Last night at 9 p.m. and just
nice. Phone
was up, and I was in a dark room, and I think I was out by like 9:30, so I didn't know if it was something that happened later in the evening because nothing woke me up at night.
I would imagine that you movied through it.
Okay.
As I was driving home, the sky was like pitch black.
Yeah, okay.
It looked pretty cool, honestly.
It was pouring rain when we got out, but I couldn't really hear it in the theater. I went to see that dinosaur movie, and it was pretty loud, so it wasn't like I would be able to really hear the outside stuff.
Solid review?
Yeah. I mean, probably the best dinosaur movie ever. Jurassic Park's got to be sick that Anne Hathaway dino-mogged them. Didn't see that coming, but the dinos in that movie way better than the ones in Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I'll have to check it out.
If you're a dino guy.
Would you consider yourself a dino guy?
Not really.
Yeah.
Definitely not a science fiction guy. So when you add in dinos, like time loops and all that stuff, I get a little bit confused or a little bit just like, oh, this is dumb. Mm-hmm. But no, the dinos are cool, man. The dinos are cool. They did a good job with it. Much more accurate dinos than Jurassic World 2. I thought, at least.
We don't know.
That's true. That is true. They still made the T-Rex a little too big because science will tell you that they think the T-Rex was a little overrated on film. They think he was much smaller than he actually gets represented.
Small guy?
That's what they say. Basically, Big Hollywood has created a supervillain, out of the T-Rex, is what science says. Now, I personally don't really believe in any of the dinosaurs, to be honest. I think we've kind of fabricated all of it. Just to be clear.
I think we should get a
paleontologist?
Yeah,
Bring them on.
The word I was looking for.
Bring them on. They're not going to be able to tell me anything. Oh, we found some bones. Okay. And then you could just all of a sudden.
That seems pretty cut and dry to me.
No, it doesn't. They're just big bones. You can't all of a sudden figure out how they were going to look.
They've pieced into an entire animal.
Google dinosaur bones at museums, brother. They acknowledge that these are just bones that they found from all over the place that they've just put together to look at something. These aren't dinos that they're digging up all at one time. They're just finding bones. Like, oh, this must go here.
Years. Takes lifetimes.
This must go here. This must go here. Oh, let's make it look like this. Come on, get out of here. 200 million years ago, I'm supposed to believe they know what it looked like. Get out of here.
Damn right.
First time anybody ever talked about dinosaurs was like 1900. First time dinosaurs came into the lexicon was like
they had other fish to fry.
Well, I'll tell you one thing they had talked about.
Now we've come this advanced, they're like, all right, let's at least try to find these dinosaurs.
I'll tell you one thing they talked about throughout the entire history of civilization. That's dragons. Dragons more likely to me than dinosaurs.
No.
Dragons got talked. What? Close your eyes and picture what they tell you what a T-Rex looks like. Now throw some wings on it.
He can breathe fire.
No, throw some wings on him. Does he not look a lot like a dragon? What they tell you a dragon looks like?
There's plenty of dinosaurs that look like that.
I'm talking about the
T-Rex.
T-Rex.
Have flying dinosaurs.
I'm talking about
that look like dragons.
I'm talking about the T-Rex specifically, the big bad. Close your eyes and picture what they tell you the T-Rex looks like.
I think your problem is that you just
now throw some wings on him. And does he not look a lot like a dragon?
I think your thing is that you just don't respect the T-Rex as the quote unquote king of the dinosaur.
He's made up.
I just don't think that's true.
If you say so, you can believe this fairy tale from 200 million years ago if you want to, brother.
Same with you and those dragons, brother.
I'll say at least the dragons got talked about prior to, I think it's 1894, the first time a dinosaur was ever talked about.
Haven't seen a whole lot of...
What? You haven't seen anything about dragons? Go back and look at Chinese cave paintings. They've been talking about dragons for
Jurassic
centuries.
Park is one of the most famous movies of all time, but it's not dragons.
This guy. A movie. That's your evidence. It's a damn movie. Newsflash, Jurassic Park was not a true story.
Yeah.
It was fiction. Those weren't real dinosaurs. Bubba, top of the morning to you.
Top of the morning, John.
What's up?
Not a whole lot.
How are you?
Pretty bad.
Bad? What the hell's wrong with you this morning?
Man, AI. Dragons are mythical, fire-breathing, magical creatures.
AI.
Dinosaurs are real, historical, and prehistoric animals that once lived on Earth.
That's fine, Peter Pan.
Even our dumb AI can get this right.
Count Chocula. If you want to believe something from 200 million years ago, you go right ahead.
Sitting upside.
They know
sleep upside down. You think you're a vampire.
They know what it looks like. Yeah, they were around. They saw the dinosaurs 200 million years ago. Sure, man. Cavemen running around with the dinosaurs. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Dragon exhibits.
Well, the irony is you have. They just get passed off as T-Rexes. Throw some dragons on it. Or throw some wings on it. It looks just like they tell you what a dragon looks like. They copied it. They just had to get a big bad for Big Dino. Bubba, back to you. What's wrong with you?
Just the start of a sickness, I guess.
Oh my God, not again.
Chest congestion, a lot of coughing, a lot of other gunk happening up in the nasal region. So we're gonna be cooked here. Worse. Sunday night, kind of not kick-started it, but just made matters worse because it's like my body just rejects and reacts very negatively to any dust, molds, pollen, stuff like that. And I turned on this old fan that we had in our garage, and I guess it was just covered in dust, and I inhaled it, and so it's like it ruined me for Sunday night, and then all of yesterday just struggling to breathe properly. Mix that with, just a slight coughing every now and then like late last night, I was so tempted to shoot a text message calling out today, but did not do that. Thought we were powered through. Waking up, now we're just spitting up gunk every chance we get, so
Well,
that's the vibes we're
that
at.
is gross, but shout out to you for
You're
being
a warrior, Bubba.
Shout out to you for being a warrior, Bubba.
Men have died for far less
Well, that is true.
than I've lived for, so.
That is true. Josh, top of the morning to you.
Morning, fellas.
It's always funny. Bubba's always weird and sad or upset or sick or
That's
going
so
through
funny,
it.
yeah.
Or going through like his interpersonal dilemmas, and then Josh is always like very chipper and happy.
I mean, I can't complain. We didn't get a practice in yesterday though because of the weather. We were out there for maybe an hour and 15 minutes.
Did you still find a way to get 1% better?
We did. I think we did. Yeah, we installed a few new things to throw at them on Friday. So excited to see those. And I am a firm dinosaur believer. They 100% existed.
100%.
Yeah, we found there's one that was found in the state of Tennessee.
100%.
We also have found eggs of these things.
An egg. Oh wow, yeah. An egg. What kind of egg?
I don't know what egg.
John's a
I know we
vegetarian.
found a dinosaur egg because it had
found a dinosaur
dinosaurs
egg,
in it.
and you believe that?
Yes,
we found a
absolutely.
dinosaur egg. You sure it wasn't a chicken egg?
Yeah, chicken eggs aren't the like.
Don't they say chickens are
size.
basically dinosaurs?
No,
Don't they say chickens are the closest living thing to dinosaurs?
it's more so like flying birds, like regular birds, than chickens.
You sure about that?
Yeah,
I'd say like a Komodo dragon.
Good call, Bubba.
What, those don't exist either, John? Oh,
No. I'm not saying that. I was just more so now throwing back because I'm 90% sure they've taught us my whole life that chickens are the closest thing to dinosaurs.
I mean the first dinosaur bones were found in like the 1670s.
The first dinosaur bones. Get the hell out of here. They found bones. Then they retroactively talked about them being dinosaur bones.
No.
Give me a break. You guys are so gullible.
So do you not do you not believe in like
what did dinosaurs do
yeah?
to you,
Do you not
John?
believe in like woolly mammoths or
Did you
saber-toothed
get
tigers
like
or anything?
beat up
Are you
at
out
the
on those
museum as a
too?
kid one day?
You not believe in
You were
gas
like
stations?
you were on like a school trip seeing dinosaurs, and you were like, "Oh, that's so cool!" And some guy just started shoving you in a locker, and you're like, "I hate dinosaurs."
Do I not believe in gas stations? What the hell does that have to do with anything?
Fossil fuels, man.
But no, this is a serious question. Do you like not believe in woolly mammoths and saber-toothed tigers and that kind of prehistoric animal either?
Not really.
Aren't they cloning a woolly mammoth as we speak? Aren't they
if
doing
you
that?
believe big
I wanna
science,
see that.
sure.
The Ice Age was an animated movie.
If you want to believe what they're telling you, sure. They're creating a replica of this woolly mammoth, but the replica is just from your books and what they're manufacturing what they told you was there. Open your eyes, guys. Open your eyes. But either way, Josh, where are you at in terms of excitement for this game on Friday compared to like whenever you used to play? Is it more so now being on the coaching side, or is it not got to the point where it like eclipses being actually on the field?
I don't know if coaching will ever eclipse actually playing, but I mean, I'm pretty excited. I mean, I'd say I'm at an 8 or a 9. Like it's something I'm very excited to do. I've known I wanted to coach for a long time, so actually getting to do it in a game setting is going to be really fun. But playing will always probably trump that. I mean, playing in a game is a special feeling. But I am very excited.
Okay. I kind of expected you to be like, "Oh, I'm way more nervous for this one."
No, I'm not. No, I'm not nervous to coach at all. I also didn't really get nervous to play though either. Like I got the first time I started my junior year of high school, I was nervous, and then I was never nervous to play again after that.
You only get nervous around women?
Yeah.
Amen.
P team's got that in common.
Amen.
Gotta get the P team speed dating, immersive therapy.
But no, I mean I'm excited. I don't have play calling responsibilities. I have input, but I'm not the one that's has the final say with that. So I don't have to, get the plays in and relay all that and make those decisions. Like I said, I have input, and I can. Me and my co-OC, like we talk on our headset constantly throughout the game. Gosh,
You're not calling the play.
no, I'm not. Yet. I'm not sending them in. But he'll ask me, he's like, hey, what runs do you want? I'll tell him, and then if we call a run play and we like it, and I want to see it again because I'm like, hey, they haven't stopped it all game. I'll say, you got it again if you want it.
Is he in the booth with you or no? He's on the field?
No, we're both on the field.
Both on the field?
We're both on the field. And then my other O-line coach, he's an older guy. He's seen a lot. We've got him as our eyes in the sky in the booth, and he's relaying what coverages they're in, what fronts they're in, where they're sending pressures from. If one of their key players are in or out, he's relaying that info to us.
I was picturing you up in the booth and him on the field, and then him overruling you on a call and it not working, and you just kind of throwing your hands up, sitting back.
Spike in the hat.
Yeah, it's like, damn it. But now if you're down there on the field next time, you probably won't be able to do that.
Yeah, no. You gotta stay calm for the kids. The kids can't see you flip out.
Gotta have a brave face.
Yeah. Well, our kids like to flip out too.
Who are we playing on Friday?
Daniel Boone.
They any good?
They weren't last year, to be honest with you. We beat them 30-0 last year.
What was your record last year?
7-4.
Okay.
And they were 1-9 last year.
Okay.
And like I said, we played them last year, obviously before I started coaching, but they won 30-0. So looking to repeat that success.
Okay. That's fair. Hopefully nobody from Daniel Boone takes offense to that. You're just relaying facts.
Yeah, I'm just relaying information.
Yeah.
I mean, we know what they're going to do. They don't like to throw the ball. When they want to throw the ball, they're going to roll their quarterback out just about every time. They've got two pretty good offensive linemen that they're going to run behind. They have a strong side and a weak side, so their guys are flipping what side of the line they're on each play, and then one of them's blocking down and one of them's pulling every time. So we know what they're going to do. We just got to stop it. They can run the ball well, but, I mean, if we do what our game plan tells us to do, we should have success. They run a 4-4 on defense, a true 4-4 with 2 overhangs, 2 middle linebackers, and 4 down linemen. So we've got ways to hopefully counter that, and we feel confident in it.
No fear of any first game wrinkles?
I mean, those can always happen.
Yeah. They know what we're going to do.
But we can adjust on the fly when that happens.
Yeah, it'd be fun. It'd be fun being a part of the team this year. Hope you boys don't let us down. We need at least a 7-3 season over here.
That's the plan.
Let's go. That'll get you in the playoffs, I assume?
Yeah, they made the playoffs last year, and they played Anderson County in the first round. We'd love to finish second in our region this year and host a playoff game. That's one of our head coach's goals. Yeah.
All right, well, that's what we're striving for. Anything interesting last night? Anybody do anything? I was asleep by 9 o'clock, but I'm still sleepy this morning.
I watched a film study on Cal's quarterback, JKS.
Okay.
Dude's a baller.
Yeah.
He is a baller. I mean, he's got some of the best ball placement on some of these passes I've ever seen.
To me, when I watched a few Cal games last year, and I always thought he was one of those guys that had a super high ceiling, but had the typical freshman floor where, like, sometimes it wasn't necessarily consistent.
As long as that gets raised this year, they'll be even better. They got to replace a receiver, though. Their best receiver he went undrafted but got picked up by the Chiefs, so they got to find. He was kind of a security blanket. So they got to find his replacement.
Yeah, be interested to watch them. They have are they week 0 or week 1 against UCLA?
I want to say it's week 2.
Okay,
but it is early in the season.
I know the gambling line's already up, so I assumed it was week 1, but I maybe not.
I'll double check that real quick, but I want to say it's week 2. Don't be surprised if Cal finds its way in the top 25 within the first month of the season.
Top 25 came out yesterday. We'll start there to talk some football. Stick with us right here on Fan Run Radio.
Can't get enough Fan Run Radio? Be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel by searching for Fan Run Sports.
What kind of day is it? It's a White Claw day. Grab a pack, grab your friends. Everything else in life can wait. Your friends shouldn't. Let's go. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Are you ready for the start of a new season? Maybe looking for your team to go on a tournament run. Get game day ready with Crumble. Head on over to your nearest location and pick up 12 pre-selected cookies plus exclusive toppers. When you're looking for dessert options, there's no question about who you should call on. Our listeners already know. Last year, the Dubai chocolate was a home run, along with the brownie batter. Oreo crumb was another crowd favorite. What new flavor will set the standard this season? If you're in the Knoxville area, there are 3 locations ready to serve you. Clinton Highway, Parkside Drive, and Maryville. Download the Crumble app to build your best lineup and vote on the best combos. You can even put your bid in to request a new flavor. Order in the app and slide on over to your nearest location. Tell them Fan Run sent you, and as always, it's for the fans, by the fans. Don't miss the cookies.
National Bank.
Are you getting penalized because you can't make it to your bank on time? No need for unnecessary roughness. It's time for a new game plan. Easily manage your accounts with Citizens National Bank's mobile banking app. Check your balance, deposit a check, and pay a bill all from your phone with CNB's mobile banking.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work hard, play hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
H3 Music.
The top 25 officially released yesterday. Top 20 Vols. Top 20 Vols. How'd that make you feel, Sam?
I can't believe we're top 25. We don't have a quarterback. I have so many questions about this roster. It's insane.
Is that your shot at Heather Dinich?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up if y'all heard what she had to say.
She's my old radio pal from back in the day.
She can go to hell.
Yeah, that was like 11 years ago. I don't actually hold a sweet spot for her, but she did used to come on and talk to me on the radio randomly in 2015 a couple times. She's a nice enough woman. So I don't really have any beef with her because I know a lot of people – I don't feel like most people like watching women talk men's sports anyways. Like I feel like she's already kind of battling uphill. But over the years when she's been getting a lot of hate, I've been like, she's all right with me. But, yeah, yesterday kind of made it to where it's hard to defend her. She's now an enemy of the state.
It only takes one time.
As she picked Tennessee to single out here for some reason.
Do you have the quote pulled up? Because I can read it. I got to pull it up.
Read it for the people.
Quote, I can't believe Tennessee is even ranked. Why is Tennessee ranked, let alone number 20? I mean, they better find a quarterback and find some answers fast there. I have so many questions about them. Not to say they can't do it, but preseason is based on answers, not questions. I don't know why the Vols are in there at all.
Say that last part one more time. Preseasons are based on answers. Is that what she said?
Yeah, preseason is based on answers, not questions. I don't know why the Vols are in there at all. Well, we're in there because we have one of the best offensive lines coming back, a great wide receiver duo, and one of the best running backs in the SEC. That's why they're there.
The whole preseason rankings thing is dumb to me anyways. I mean, I get why they do it. You know, I've been beating the drum for a long time of just getting rid of it and just waiting a couple weeks. And I feel like that's almost the popular prevailing opinion now. I feel like most people feel that way now. But like we discussed yesterday and hearing her talk about it, I don't know what these rankings are supposed to solidify. She says they're supposed to be talking about answers and not questions. So I guess just like what teams do in the offseason. Whereas I asked you guys, and I still was thinking about it yesterday, like, is it supposed to be more about like what you're projecting? Like if I was voting right now, would I supposed to be projecting just on like the transfer portal and like what looks best on paper or like what's actually going to look best on the field?
I think it's what looks best on paper right now because that's all we have to go off of.
But what the hell is the point of that? It's like looking at paper. I don't understand that.
Well, you just got to have a baseline. Like the best way I've heard it described is preseason rankings are fun, but they're not important. Like they need to be there because we need a baseline, but you don't need to be married to your preseason ideas.
Well, I don't even think we need a baseline because the baseline is a liar. I mean, like think about the quality wins that LSU got to walk away with a quality win last year for beating Clemson last year, and Clemson sucked.
But then it wasn't a quality win anymore.
But it was for a good portion of the time. Like it had LSU not sucked, it still would have been considered a quality win. Like it would have been a resume, 100%. It would have been a resume win of like they beat them when they were ranked. They beat them before the season fell apart because we also do that in college football. That drives me crazy. We need a uniform answer there too.
5-1 at the time.
Yeah, like do we look at the end of the year body of work of a team, or do we look and say like, well, they beat them when they were actually really good? Because I tend to lean towards. I think I weigh more of what the perception is when you beat the team versus the end of the season, just because the one that really jumps out to me is when Alabama dismantled that Florida State team in like 2015, 2016.
I know what game you're talking about. Yeah, something like that.
Before Francois got hurt.
Yeah, 17 maybe, something like that.
And like Florida State came in as a top 5 team. Alabama dismantled them. They hurt their quarterback. Florida State ended up being pretty bad. So people are like, well, Florida State went 6-6. Not that impressive of a win. I'm like, actually, if you were there at the time, it felt like a pretty big deal. Like I tend to side more towards that. And also, like, for example, in Tennessee's universe, I defended both the 2024 win against North Carolina State and the 2024 win against Oklahoma as being bigger wins than they looked like once you got to November. Like you couldn't really convince me that beating Oklahoma on the road prime time when they were still undefeated and didn't hate their quarterback, that was the same level of win as beating Oklahoma in November after they sent their quarterback away and were completely in turmoil and half the fans wanted their coach fired. Like to me, those aren't the same thing.
I think you've got to consider both. Like especially in a week 1 win.
Sure.
Like we hadn't seen the team yet, and little did we know about LSU and Clemson last year. Both teams just also weren't that great.
Sure, but you saw teams live off of it. You see it happen. Like, Notre Dame and Texas is a popular one from a decade ago where one team was preseason top 10, then they get beat. So then, Texas takes their place in the top 10 and then turns around and I believe loses to Maryland. Then Maryland gets a rub for like, oh, they beat a top 10 team. And it just kind of keeps trickling down. And eventually somebody will sustain and get credit for having that win. But the whole thing is built on a lie. So-and-so is only ranked because they beat so-and-so who was only ranked because they beat so-and-so who was a terrible team. It is kind of the way I look at it. I want to say there was a Mississippi State, Auburn type of example too over the last decade that stood out to me, but you have to figure out where to weigh it. And like I said, I do agree with what you said in terms of having to take both into account. I agree. But at the same time, I think I give more weight to what the team is when you beat them. Typically.
I think the first poll should just come out like 3 or 4 weeks into the year.
That would probably be the easiest answer, Sam, is just wait a month and then you get the first big reveal at the end of September. Like that Monday this year would be I think the 28th, right? We played Texas on the 26th. If you waited 4 games and then brought up those first rankings on that Monday, I think everyone would be pretty excited about it and feel like they were more accurate. Now that's never going to happen, and we're going to spend time. We've spent a portion of the last week and a half, maybe even longer, projecting what the AP poll was going to look like. So it is a talking point. You can say the same thing about the playoff rankings, honestly.
Yeah, 100%.
And like they wait. How long? 8 weeks, 6 weeks, 7 weeks?
They only do 4 of them before the.
Do they wait till the end of
9?
Do they wait till the end of October and basically start?
Yeah, they don't start them until November.
Okay. But like even that feels, I think people have rallied against that these days and say you really only need the last one.
See, I kind of like having the playoff rankings because it lets you know where you stand with the committee beforehand.
Kind of, but we've seen them completely reverse course. Like, am I wrong, or do they not rank Miami behind Notre Dame the entire time until the last week last year?
Yeah. No, they did. Nobody understood that.
Right, but I'm saying like they don't let you know where you stand. Yeah. They make it up as they go along, and they right the wrongs when they have to because. That's right, though, right? Like Miami was ranked behind Notre Dame every week until it came time to actually put them in the playoffs. Like, okay, we can't put them in the playoffs. We got to put Miami.
Assuming they do it the right way, you would know where you stand.
Sure, but they don't do it the right way. And, like, we have our own complaints and arguments and inconsistencies there. And, like, the worst thing they do is release the rankings and then go on there and try to talk about it. Like if they just
They
released,
have no idea what they're talking about.
well, it's just it's kind of like being in a courtroom, right? Like, or it's like being pulled over by the cops. Every lawyer will tell you, hey, don't talk to the cops. You get pulled over and you're doing something wrong, just go to jail and call me, and I'll take care of it because you're going to talk too much. You're going to say something incriminating. Hey, we're going to get you in a courtroom. Guess what? You're not getting on the stand. If you are taking your Fifth Amendment, and you're not going to answer any questions because the more you talk, the more chance you have of saying something dumb that's going to get us in trouble. And I feel like if the playoff committee did that and just put the rankings out and then just let you dissect them, it'd probably be worse than putting up your Ward Manuals of the world and just having him talk in circles. So-and-so is a quality win, but this loss isn't. And it's like, well, this team's better than the other team. How's that a quality win? And that's not. Well, blah, blah, blah. And they just talk themselves into circles, and then you can actually pinpoint the inconsistencies and how dumb they are. And then, like I said, in the playoff committee's case, they get to the final one and kind of start from scratch and start over. But at the same time, guess what we do? We watch the playoff rankings on TV, and then we come on here and talk about it, and we argue about it, and it's a part of the discussion, which is really what the purpose of all these rankings are. Fodder, content, and a selling point, money.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can watch top 20 Tennessee go on the road at Georgia Tech week 2. And then maybe that sets up a top 15 matchup in Neyland Stadium against Texas. And look, I'll say that I care more about ranked matchups than unranked matchups. I have my whole life. I feel like everyone did. Being ranked matters. Having numbers next to your name matters, and it makes the game feel bigger. So, like, I'm saying it's nonsensical, but at the same time, I'm a victim of it. I'm a slave to the number. I still like when the top 25 goes on the bottom line on ESPN before you get to the unranked games. I appreciate that.
I think also it's for the voters, it's kind of saving their ass of like, you don't have to be as tuned in week to week, and you don't have to react to like you just don't have to act like there's as much volatility. Whereas if it was a true, let's wait a couple weekends to do the initial rankings, and let's make sure that these rankings and the first couple weeks of releasing them are pretty fluid for wins and big losses. I just think that's something that these voters don't really want to do and like rock the boat necessarily. And so much of it is based on, they were 17th preseason. They had one loss on the road against a really good team, but they also had a pretty solid win. So let's bump them down to 19th.
Well, it's just part of it's just dumb. And like, you're right about rocking the boat because we do it to people too. Like whenever the whole ranking comes out and like you'll spot a couple people that just have an absolute stupid ranking. Now, last year was because somebody move Notre Dame up after losing a game or something like that. And like everyone went and found that girl and completely just made her life hell for a week of like, what the hell are you watching? Why do you have a vote?
They got her like taken off of the AP poll.
Yeah, like it got her publicly shamed, but like
yeah.
we would do that too if someone just completely had a top 25 that was not mirrored into what the quote unquote standard is. Like if someone just waited 2 weeks and was like, you know what? And look, I do it to your roommate, Big Dumb Charlie, because he'll do his little top 25. And I like picking him apart and arguing with him. But I at least give him credit for trying to look it on the field. But at the same time, he's basing it off of like what the rankings were and what the quality wins are. And I think it's impossible not to kind of contradict yourself on what's a quality win and what's not a quality win. But like if somebody had a completely different top 25 versus the status quo, we'd take note of that. We'd look it up. We'd bully them online. You don't really want to stand out. There was a famous guy, or kind of infamous at this point, 10 years ago, that kept LeBron from getting the first ever unanimous MVP. He had all first place votes except one guy. And people tracked him down, and like the guy voted for Carmelo Anthony. And like, of course, then he becomes the guy that they're interviewing and asking, and he's trying to give his, rationale, and it's dumb. There was no way, I want to say it was like 2013, 2014. There was no way of justifying that LeBron James wasn't the MVP, but he's trying to tell you why he voted for Carmelo, who finishes like a 5 or 6 or 7 seed. And you're like, okay, this guy's dumb. And that's what his whole entire legacy was. So like, if you step out, you are opening yourself to criticism, which is why I don't think you see people step out. Which is why I think the top 25, did it not pretty much look like what all the projections told you it was going to look like for the most part?
Yeah.
Same way, like the whole thing fascinates me because I think you'll see it too. You saw John Lynch push back on it with the 49ers. Now we'll see who ends up being right, but like they're asking him about taking reaches in the draft. He's like, reaches to who? Well, the mock drafts, I don't pay attention to the mock drafts. I don't care what the journalists say. We got our board. We're doing our job. This is what our board said. I didn't make any reaches. I drafted the guys that we thought. Well, it wasn't the consensus. Okay, who gives a damn about the consensus?
Yeah.
That's what's justifying or telling the story of whether something's a reach or a value pick or whatever. Oh, wow, you got this guy at pick 25. He was supposed to go top 10. According to who? But it's fascinating to me that like we do allow writers and whatever to set the standard. In college football, now we let them set what's a quality win, what's not a quality win, and then we kind of go from there based on nothing, which is why I was kind of poking fun yesterday at thinking about the top 25 and saying the whole, like, is the team you picked to win a championship not your best team? The answer is probably no. The answer is probably you have to try to go off paper. But when you're going off paper, you're going off of either like recruiting rankings that we don't really know. So-and-so is a 5-star. Okay, how many 5-stars don't end up playing well? So like to Heather Dynich's point, we've seen enough 5-star quarterbacks fail. Like we have, right? Like we've seen 5-star quarterbacks, basically I would say 50-50 at best. Probably even higher than that, get the ball and not be able to do anything with it. If that would have been her take of just like, the unproven quarterbacks, that's fine. But at the same time, you can't ignore that Alabama is ranked 13th, in my opinion. Because can't you say the same thing for them and their quarterback position?
I mean, that's why I got so rolled up yesterday is because it's just like brand recognition that's got them ranked higher, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Or it's just whatever they did last season, which is then we're just making rankings on 2025.
Well, that's part of like the thing I'm talking about. Like, are we starting from scratch like every year? Are we trying to roll over?
Right.
And if so, if you're trying to roll over, then okay, then like you shouldn't have a problem with Tennessee, who's returning a lot of key pieces on an offense. And you can, if her take would have came out and be like, you know what, I didn't think Joey Aguilar was that good last year. I'd be like, you know what, sis, I kind of agree. But like, at the same time, then you can't sit there and cry about replacing the quarterback.
And also, if you roll it over from last year, Indiana has to be your one because they're the defending national champion. And you can't knock them off until they lose if you do it that way.
You would think so, and that's almost never the case. I mean, like the defending champion always gets the defending champion almost always gets knocked down 3 or 4 spots as we wait for the new shiny thing. But like, yeah, like to me, that was part of the problem. Like if you are someone that is kind of a paradox. On one hand, like both things can exist, in my opinion. You can't talk about like Tennessee's quarterback position and on one hand be worried about the production if you think Joey Aguilar was good last year. Right? Okay. Can you follow me? Like you can't have Tennessee bring a guy in May or June and get good quarterback play. If your take is that it was good quarterback play, that's going to be tough to replace. And then turn around and worry about where the quarterback production is going to come from when you have 2 like high 4-star, 5-star quarterbacks. To me, those can't exist. Because if you think the quarterback play is going to be tough to replace from last year, you have to acknowledge that he took a journeyman quarterback, a guy that was, you could talk about him being experienced, okay, fine, but like nothing to write home about at App State, was not going to win the quarterback battle at UCLA, was not good enough at UCLA to the fact they went out and willingly decided to get into quarterback, upheaval and bring in Nico at the end of April. Like that's where Joey's standing was like they looked and said, hey, we'd rather bring a quarterback in after April, which in Tennessee we knew that was going to be tough to do, right? We all made excuses and talked about how tough that was going to be. UCLA voluntarily signed up for that because of Joey Aguilar being on their campus and like them not having an answer at quarterback. So that same quarterback came to Tennessee, and look, I think he was serviceable. I don't think he was – I am lower on him than most people were. But even then, like, he was serviceable. So, again, you can't tell me that the quarterback production is going to be tough to replicate while also not giving Josh Heupel the benefit of the doubt that he's going to be able to replicate it. That's my problem with all this. Now, if you want to say, hey, Josh Heupel actually a little overrated with quarterbacks, then we can have a conversation. If that's your take. If Heather had come out and said that, of like, hey, look, Joe Milton, anybody really think he was a great college quarterback? I didn't. Nico, anybody think he was a great college quarterback? I didn't. Joey Aguilar, anybody think he was a great college quarterback? I didn't. If that was her take, I'll listen to it. And I don't even necessarily think it was wrong per se. If you want to say like, hey, the stats look good, but the quarterback play isn't actually great, okay, we'll have a conversation. Then you can tell me that you don't think Tennessee should be ranked in the top 20. But like, it can't be like, who are they going to have to play at quarterback? Yada, yada, yada. Unless you plant those seeds beforehand, and I don't think she has been doing that. Is all that fair to say?
Yeah, and at the same time, it's like I'm not like I agree with you. I wouldn't say that you got fantastic quarterback play out of Nico and Joe Milton, but even to that point, they weren't great quarterbacks, and they were still like top half of the league statistically.
And Tennessee and Tennessee went 10-2 with
right,
Nico.
and got the most out of them. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So it's like you can't knock it for all right. Well, they don't have the quarterback. Well, it's like all right, he's found a way to squeeze the life out of every quarterback he's had here at Tennessee, and he has a running back that's coming back who was top 5 in rushing yards in the SEC last year. He's got the only 2 receivers from the same school that had 800 plus yards. We've got basically the entire offensive line coming back. Like that is basically just Georgia this year, but we just don't have Gunnar Stockton coming back.
Yeah. It's fascinating. But again, like, going to Joe Milton, I know you only went 8-4, but hell, 8-4 might be good enough to be ranked in the top 20. It's not like Tennessee was in the top 10 and she's throwing this fit. It's like 20th is not that hard to ask for. Like, had Tennessee beaten Vanderbilt last year, do we not finish top 20 in the country? Or at least like right there on the cutoff of being a top 20 team?
That.
I would imagine we would have been. That's not asking too much.
No, and it's got a lot of. It could be something that gets clipped here in a couple months if we start winning ball games.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, she's an enemy of the state now, which means that people are going to be on her ass the entire offseason.
Year. I mean, it's hype video material.
Yep. No, it is, and I think we would all agree that the very, very floor, Joey Aguilar was a C at the floor. I'm not saying that you have to grade him that low, but I'm saying like I don't think he was worse than a C last year. And like I said, I feel like I'm one of his bigger detractors, but like he's still at least a C plus for me at the very lowest. I'm sorry if I don't have a lot of questions about how you're going to get a C level quarterback play
with guys who are probably a little bit more talented than he was too.
I don't even think it's probably. I would say.
Well, I would say depending on who starts.
Yeah,
Faison definitely is.
Yeah. Like more talented, but like of course you're losing the experience. We all acknowledge that, but that's what has been so hard about projecting this season. I am ready to actually, get on the field so we can quit talking about the hypotheticals and start actually judging the quarterback play. But like, I think it'll be just fine.
Yeah, it's not that I'm even arguing for Tennessee to be ranked higher than 20th. It's just like dismissing the entire program because you don't have a quarterback, but you've got a coach who really has never had bad quarterback play.
Got some potential big college football, big SEC, Tennessee related breaking news, at least a developing story, maybe more so than breaking news. We'll dive into that coming up next. Let's talk sports on Fan Run Radio.
Here at Fan Run Radio, we're not just some podcaster streaming from his mother's basement, but we're also not a bunch of mouthpieces on state-run radio telling you what we've been told to say. We're the flagship station for Tennessee fans. This is Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
Planning for spring at Lowe's means big savings on outdoor power equipment, and Lowe's knows nothing feels better than free. Buy one select Ego string trimmer, leaf blower, or mower kit. Get one select 56-volt battery free. That's up to a $299 value. Power through spring with Ego, the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Because Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 4/3 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Are you ready for the start of a new season? Maybe looking for your team to go on a tournament run? Get game day ready with Crumble. Head on over to your nearest location and pick up 12 pre-selected cookies plus exclusive toppers. When you're looking for dessert options, there's no question about who you should call on. Our listeners already know. Last year, the Dubai chocolate was a home run, along with the brownie batter. Oreo crumb was another crowd favorite. What new flavor will set the standard this season? If you're in the Knoxville area, there are 3 locations ready to serve you: Clinton Highway, Parkside Drive, and Maryville. Download the Crumble app to build your best lineup and vote on the best combos. You can even put your bid in to request a new flavor. Order in the app and slide on over to your nearest location. Tell them Fan Run sent you, and as always, it's for the fans, by the fans. Don't miss the cookies.
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game, Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
September 10th isn't just a sale, it's an experience. Join us as Liquor Vault celebrates its first anniversary with the biggest savings event of the year. Experience rare bourbon drops, surprising barrel releases, and complimentary tastings all day. For the wine enthusiasts, you can check out Jason Drotar's Wine Passport Experience. Cigars, they've got them too. Enjoy hourly giveaways, exclusive one-day only anniversary pricing, and surprises throughout the day. Find a Vault Golden ticket and receive exclusive access to Liquor Vault's highly anticipated end-of-year rare bourbon allocation. People will be talking about this event for months. The only question is, will you be there? The Vault Experience, September 10th, only at Liquor Vault's anniversary party. Located at 2901 Tazewell Pike. Check out their specials and sign up to get discounts at liquorvault.com. A developing SEC story, college football as a whole, and even the NFL, as Texas left tackle Trevor Gooseby, the projected number 1 offensive lineman in the country and in the NFL draft next year, left practice with an apparent knee injury. According to their reporters at Texas, boots on the ground, the severity of the injury is unknown at this moment, but they took him off the field with a knee injury. A big deal for Texas, as he is. Would you say he's their best player, or at least on offense? I guess they have a lot of top end talent.
He's their best offensive lineman, but I don't know if I'd say their best player. They have Colin Simmons.
Yeah, on offense they have Cam Coleman as well.
Arch Manning, Hollywood Smothers, yeah.
I don't know if I count Arch Manning. To me, Arch has got a little bit more to prove, but yeah, Texas has some really elite top end talent across the board. But best offensive lineman, I think, is a no doubter. A potential big blow for them. A big enough blow to change your outlook on them?
I mean, it's like a potential, national championship contender type of thing, playoff contender, everything like that. Someone who's going to be knocking at the door of the SEC championship game, it's hard not to say, yeah, the number one tackle prospect in the 2027 draft, basically potentially going down. That definitely changes things, I think, for any team.
Change September 26th?
Probably not.
No.
I mean, I don't really feel like Tennessee has anyone on that defensive line that's like, oh yeah, we can go eat with their left tackle out now. It's not like we got James Pierce and Joshua Josephs and those guys walking back in the building this year.
But you do have to say the percentage of eating goes up when you're eating against the backup left tackle versus the number one tackle in the country.
But you still got to cover Cam Coleman and Ryan Wingo and deal with all the skill position guys. Plus, the other 4 offensive linemen are still very good.
Sounds like both of you boys are pretty low on Tennessee's chances against Texas. Is that fair to say?
Against Texas, yeah.
Yeah.
I would say so.
Yeah.
I mean, later in the year, I think it would be a more interesting game, but I don't know. Just don't think we're going to have it necessarily all ironed out by 4 weeks into the year.
That's not even a dig at us. That's just more so because I think Texas is just that much more talented than we are.
They're super talented. They came in, 5th in the college football rankings. You surprised they were behind Georgia?
Yeah, I thought they were probably going to be the 2 or the 3.
Came in 5th.
I'm not super surprised, honestly. Georgia to me is, they just have everyone back, it feels like, from their team last year. It is interesting to me that, like, the Kirby Smart defenses haven't been just as absolutely nasty as maybe we've thought in years past, but I do feel like that's kind of just another, hey, this is a chip on the shoulder type of thing for him to be able to feed to that group, make them the underdog again. You got a, very veteran quarterback and Gunnar Stockton coming back, got another big-time running back coming back. You got wide receivers that return. You got a good tight end. You got a good offensive line.
Do you consider yourself sold on Arch Manning?
Probably more than you, but not like 100% sold.
Do you consider yourself sold on Steve Sarkisian?
Definitely not on Steve Sarkisian. That's why I would have Georgia ranked ahead of Texas, just because I trust Kirby Smart a whole lot more.
Right. Yeah, but just in terms of the Tennessee game on the 26th, because when I look at it, I know we've talked about it before, but man, I can't get past the way that Arch and Texas just played on the road last year.
Yeah.
Like they got beat by Georgia 35-10.
I hope you're right. I hope that plays into our favor.
And of course that's Georgia. I get that, but you went on the road and got beat 35-10. It wasn't like you just got beat. I'm not saying you have to go on the road and beat Georgia. That's a tall task for anybody. But to go down there and get beat, blown out, past the sticks, skunked by 25, to me that's pretty alarming. Especially when the other road games are an overtime win against Mississippi State that, quite frankly, they should have lost.
Mm-hmm.
A 3-point win at Kentucky in overtime.
You lost to Florida.
I don't remember if that should have been a loss or not against Kentucky. I just remember that being an ugly, ugly, gross game. It went to overtime. I don't remember any moments that I thought Kentucky was necessarily going to win it. But then you also lost to Florida by 8. A Florida team that, not very good. But that kind of goes back to what we were talking about with the point of the schedule. I do acknowledge that them playing Florida on October 4th in the Swamp was tougher than us playing Florida on the Swamp, in the Swamp on the road in November. I know those games aren't equal per se because the season hadn't completely fallen apart for the Gators at that point, but still. I won't even really point to the at Ohio State because obviously that's a really tough game, but they scored 7 points in that one.
I think that does bring up an interesting point just for this year because Texas has very difficult road games. You get Ohio State at home, like you said, but your first test is going to be at Tennessee. You play, at Missouri. Once you get into November, that's just kind of a weird place to play late in the season when it gets cold and gray over there.
Sure.
At LSU the week after that.
Top 25, holding down their token top 25 spot they get every preseason.
Missouri. They're always 23, 24, 25. Yeah. But then you go at Texas A&M to finish the year too after you go to LSU for a road trip. So, yeah, Steve Sarkisian has big-time SEC road environments he's going to have to go in there and try and conquer.
At Ohio State, 17 of 30, 170 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. I feel like the 1 touchdown was also like when they were down 14-0 late in that game and scored a touchdown, I believe.
Yeah, I kind of got him back in it
Yeah.
at the very end.
With like 2 minutes left to give him at least a puncher's chance to get the ball back, I think. And at Florida, 16 of 29. That's 55%. 260 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. At Kentucky, 12 of 27, 132 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. At Mississippi State, 29 of 46, 346, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Also added a rushing touchdown. At Georgia, 27 of 43, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Those are Arch Manning's road stats.
I mean, I see the point you're making, and I hope you're right. I'd love for you to be right, but I'm saying that Arch is going to take that next step and be able to perform on the road.
Sure.
But like I said, I hope you're right. I'd love it if you were.
The point I'm making really is just like, I think Neyland Stadium is going to be a really, really tough place to play. I think there's going to be a lot of juice even at noon.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, I think that's going to feel a lot of pressure for him coming into his uncle's, stomping grounds.
Despite having to spend $2,500 for a porch to tailgate on where you got to bring everything else.
No one's making you spend $2,500 on the porch thing, Bubba.
The game day experience, John.
That's not for you. No offense. That's not for anybody in this room. That's for rich people. We're not rich. If you have the money to spend $2,500 on that porch, you're not going to really care because you know why? You're rich, and it's a write-off, and you get to support the boys. That's not meant for us. It's not Danny's fault. He's not even in control of it, Bubba. It's the Vol Club. They're just trying to raise funds. You ain't got to go tailgate on the porch. You can still go tailgate for free in the grass. All right? But it's going to be a good atmosphere. And, you could tell me that, Arch Manning in another year is going to come in more mature. And, that's completely fine. That's typically what good players do. They get better. I'm not saying he can't get better. I'm just saying you are taking a leap of faith by assuming it will be when our eyes haven't really told us that's the case just yet. Talking about this injury on their offensive line, you could talk about us not having edge rushers to punish them, but you know who does? Week 2 against Ohio State. Those guys got some edge, guys off the edge that are going to really make Arch Manning's life hell. And to me, that is so fascinating to me that we're their first real game after Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do think, especially if Goosby's going to be out, that game has a chance to really break some confidences at Texas and to ramp up the pressure. If Goosby's out for an extended time and they make Arch's life hell and he starts seeing ghosts and getting happy feet, I think you get a different version of Texas coming into Knoxville.
Yeah, and 100% shows it'll show the mental makeup of that team.
Yeah.
Whether or not they can, kind of turn the page from last year and have some bad road performances and say, all right, well, things didn't really go our way at home against Ohio State. Now we got to go on the road to a really tough, road environment in Tennessee and see if we can figure things out.
And you could talk about all the talent in the world on that team, and you're 100% right. You just got to look at mock drafts to see that. But one thing I ain't sold on is the mental toughness of either Arch or Sarkisian. They're both going to have to show me that. Because I don't think of Sark as that guy, and I don't think of Arch as that guy just yet. So that's
not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Hour number 2 kicking off here in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. Shout out to White Claw Hard Seltzer. Drink it. Drink it responsibly. All right, let's kick off hour 2 with some news. Get us started, Josh. What you got?
Yeah, this one came out late last night at like 11:30. But Keenan Allen is signing a 1-year, $8.32 million deal with the Indianapolis Colts.
Oh, boy. You're clapping, Bubba? This feels like the biggest of red flags.
He can teach the young guys a little thing or two about a thing or two.
What young guys?
Alec Pierce.
The guy you overpaid?
Is Alec Pierce still hurt? I mean, is he still considered a young guy? I know he's still hurt.
Doesn't matter what he is or what he isn't.
I don't think he's practiced yet, has he?
Anybody's young compared to Keenan Allen.
Oh, that is true.
The Titans finally beat the old wide receiver allegations.
That's true. We got good young receivers in Calvin Ridley, who's not necessarily young, but or maybe not even necessarily good anymore. But
we got Carnell Tate.
We got Carnell Tate. Wandell's not old just yet.
No, we got Io Manor.
That's right.
DK.
Uh-huh.
You know, the guy had almost 800 yards at 34. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Our wide receiver room is terrible.
Go ahead, Bud. What'd you say?
Our wide receiver room for the Colts is terrible. Alec Pierce is our 1.
Yeah.
Josh on the 2. Keenan Allen at 3. We got Nick Westbrook, Akine,
Titans legend.
That's a quality receiver right there.
That was my point, Bubba. This is the biggest of red flags. And if you got here and it's like, you know what we need? Here's 35-year-old Keenan Allen, who Sam's not wrong. He did have some moments last year with the Chargers. But to me, the fact the Chargers didn't want to bring him back after having that, it was, to me, another huge red flag because he's a Charger. Like, Harbaugh would love to have him back if he had anything left in the tank.
It's the Charger to Cole connection, man. Phillip Rivers was a Charger.
Well, yeah, Phillip Rivers, if you bring him back to let him throw the ball to Keenan Allen, it might make more sense. But I saw this, and I felt sad for both people. Like, sad that Keenan Allen still wants to go out there and play football bad enough to sign up to go to the Colts at the end of August, and sad that the Colts looked around and said, Josh Downs ain't getting it, ain't cutting it. We need another wide receiver in here. Poor Westbrook Akine.
Brandon Ayuk's still out there, Bubba. Don't lose hope.
I don't think he's going to get to. I don't think he's going to get to play football again. I don't know. I think Brandon Ayuk's been blacklisted. I think he's cooked. But shout out to Keenan Allen. Is Alec Pierce going to be good for the start of the season, Bubba?
What did he do? I knew he was hurt, but I don't know what he did.
He had an ankle issue that I saw, at least in the article I read 2 days ago. He hadn't practiced.
Did that happen in camp or in the offseason, and he's just not practicing camp at all?
I think it was getting cleaned up from the offseason, I thought, but I'm not positive on that part. Which, in the NFL, another big story is the Christian McCaffrey injury / potential just kind of holdouts, where McCaffrey's pretty much told the 49ers he's not healthy enough to practice. But everyone's pretty much connected the dots and said that this popped up once the other running backs got paid, and he is trying to force their hand into giving him more money.
So that was one of my headlines, so we can talk about that.
Yeah, he is essentially now being accused by some reporters of using this injury as an excuse to sit out of practice because he is trying to strong arm the 49ers into at least giving him a raise this season as he heads into, kind of the twilight of his career. He is, I want to say, right at 30 years old.
Ian Rappaport did come out yesterday and say he's dealing with actual tightness, not related to a contractual issue.
Well, yeah, that doesn't really mean anything, Ian Rappaport. Yeah. No offense to Ian Rappaport. I'm sure he's just relaying what's given to him, but
tightness in the bank account.
It is not the same thing as seeing a broken leg. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
if I see a broken leg or a swollen ankle, okay, yeah, that's a legitimate injury. I can sit here and tell you right now that I have tightness in my calf and you can't prove it or disprove it. Can they put you through an MRI machine and prove that, on hamstrings and groins and stuff? Can they do that? I don't know how that works per se.
No, but the last time he had calf tightness, he popped his Achilles.
No, yeah, sure. But I'm saying, if you just wanted to say, hey, I don't feel good. Now, on the other hand, if I was a 49ers, I'd be like, if you got calf tightness, brother, I can't give you a raise. You know what I mean? How do I look if you're hurt already, me giving you $10 million more for this season to get you to the $22 million range where these other running backs are? To which Christian McCaffrey then say, well, I'm not actually hurt. And you'd be like, aha, gotcha. But, I understand him being like, hey, pay me, because, yeah, he just turned 30, and they also gave him, 400 touches last year.
I was going to say, I think I also understand the Niners not wanting to pay him.
Yeah, if I'm McCaffrey, I'm not necessarily even wanting, a 3 or 4 year deal. I'm just like, can you give me, a 2-year $40 million deal, a raise for this year and next? Because
what's his contract at right now?
I think he's in the last year of his contract where he's making it was either $14 or $12 million. I don't have it in front of me, but basically he wants a $10 million raise, essentially, is what it comes down to. But if I'm him, I'm like, I've exceeded. I am very important to your team at this point. You gave me the ball, 102 catches and 311 rushes. That's 413 touches last year. That's just in the regular season. And I gave you 17 touchdowns. I feel like I am worth the money. Now, on the flip side, he only played 4 games in 2024.
Okay, I've got his contract pulled up. He signed a 2-year, $38 million extension with the 49ers in June of 2024, keeps him under contract through the 2027 season with an average annual salary of $19 million and $24 million in total guarantees.
Yeah, but I think the average got skewed because a lot of that was training, upfront signing bonus money. I want to say his actual only pay for this year, I want to say either 12 or 14 million. I saw.
But still, so he's got this year and one more on that deal.
So Pro Football Talk, Christian McCaffrey is due to make $12.5 million this year, is what he put out 22 hours ago. His tightness emerged days after Bijan Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs reset the running back market. So, yeah, like you said, Sam, I can't give you a huge contract, but if I'm him, just give me 2 years. Give me one more nice payday because I'm 30 years old. I got 2 years left in me, then we can go our separate ways. As a player, it probably does suck to get your signing bonus money and then forget that was a part of it because now you're looking and saying you only made $12 million. You're only set to make $12 million. But actually, it's more like 18 or 19 if you really think about it. But that money's already spent. I'm not thinking about it. I'm thinking about my game checks and what it's going to add up to this year. And then taking the taxes out and the agent stuff. I'm going to walk away with $6 million in California. Which ain't nothing to sneeze about. I'm not going to feel bad for you. But I'd like 16 million instead of 6 if you don't mind, sir. I feel like I'm pretty damn important to you.
At least 2 of that's going to rehab for the substation.
Next headline, Josh.
I know we talked a little bit about it yesterday. Jordan Tyson, we finally got word on him. He's expected to miss 2 months with his hamstring.
This is nothing new, right? Everybody knew that this guy was one of those injury concerns, right? Here's his list of his injury history coming from Underdog NFL. 2022, torn ACL, MCL, PCL. 2024, fractured collarbone. 2025, sprained ankle. 2025, strained hamstring. 2025, strained hamstring. So just last year, he had an ankle issue and multiple hamstring issues. And now you put him in 2026, and guess what? The hamstring is strained again. Now, I know they're trying to do a little damage control and say that these aren't connected, but I feel like once things start going down your leg, it's all connected. I feel like it's just,
especially if it's 2 months for a hamstring right now. That's just
I feel like once your ankles, your hamstrings, your Achilles, all that stuff starts getting hurt, it's just going to deteriorate the rest of your legs. That's how I personally feel. But
because the rest of your leg starts overcompensating
Right.
for what you're lacking, and if you
Right.
try to practice through it, it's just not a good situation.
Jordan Tyson had those issues and concerns coming into the draft. They still took him, what was it, number 9, I want to say?
It was early.
Yeah, top 10.
His talent's there, but man, he just can't stay healthy.
It's 8 or 9, I think.
That sucks for the Saints, who
Overcompensation, huh?
Yeah. Sucks for Jordan Tyson and the Saints, who, the Saints at least well-positioned to compete in that division. I know the division's wide open, but like the Saints, I thought played pretty good football at the end of last year. Putting Tyson with Chris Olave was going to really kind of open up that passing game, and now they're not going to have it for 2 months. Whoopsie daisy. Little Tennessee baseball news as Blaine Brown underwent elbow surgery, according to Mike Wilson, and will be sidelined for Tennessee this fall. Expected to be a full go offensively in 2027.
But he's not going to pitch at all in 27.
Not
right?
going to pitch. Yeah, full go offensively, not from the pitching standpoint. So the Shohei Ohtani in orange, short-lived. We'll always have that first month of the season in 2026.
It'll probably be good for him just to not even have to worry about pitching. Just hit the baseball.
Yeah.
Because I would imagine he probably can't play in the field if he can't pitch because he can't throw. So he might just be a DH the whole year.
I won't go as far as saying that, just because I do think the wear and tear of pitching,
is different. Yeah.
Different. I would say that he'd still be able to play in the outfield, because I don't know if he's a good enough bat to just be your DH. I mean, I don't
know if he's good enough outfield.
Well, I was going to say, that's the problem. I was going to say, I know he's not great defensively either.
Yeah, I don't like this news.
Do we feel like he's a guaranteed starter next year? No, right? Okay.
Not with the portal class you just brought in. No.
Well, that's what I was thinking. But like, I mean, him hanging around, I didn't know if there'd be a sense of loyalty or owing or whatever.
No,
but
I mean, I don't think that he's a guy that's been penciled in for a starter spot this year. I think he's going to have to go out there and take it.
Yeah. All right. Any other headlines, Josh?
Not for right now. I'll save the rest of them I got for hour 2 or hour 3.
Is it true, Sam, that John Rahm, this is last weekend with Liv?
It does seem to be that way.
But he's not sticking around to get the ownership in the league that owes him 9 figures.
He's getting off a sinking ship.
So is he going to
just pay his fine or whatever and work his way back up into the PGA Tour?
Will he be back on PGA next year, kind of like Brooks Koepka was this year?
Yeah, it seems like he's going to have to do. Yeah, it basically what I read yesterday: $25 million fine, donated to charity, the Koepka apology type of thing. Won't be eligible for signature events. Has to play his way into those.
Well, not that he's not eligible, just that he doesn't get guaranteed a spot, right?
Right.
He can still play.
He has to play his way.
Okay, yeah.
And then he can't get like a sponsor exemption into any of that either.
Yeah. So basically he has to earn his way the entire time, which means he's going to have to play a lot of those low-level PGA events, kind of like Brooks was doing to accumulate points and such. Correct?
Which he probably will do.
Yeah.
I think John Rahm is still a good enough golfer to where he'll play in some of those lower-level events, probably rack up some points and find his way into some of those.
Sure.
Maybe not all of them, but he'll find his way into a couple.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Good batch of headlines. Let's go to break. Let's talk sports on Fan Run Radio.
Big Orange Country's home for sports. This is Fan Run Radio.
Vol fans, reimagine your home at Broadway Carpets and Flooring for any remodeling or building needs. With a variety of carpets, rugs, hardwood, vinyl, and stone, Broadway has all the flooring and installation options you're looking for, including pet-resistant products like Pet Perfect Carpet from Shaw Floors. Visit their showroom in downtown Knoxville or the location in West Knoxville located on Kingston Pike near Pellissippi Parkway today.
Your tax refund belongs to you, not an identity thief. Over $6 billion in tax refunds were flagged by the IRS for possible identity theft last year. If you're in a bind this tax season, LifeLock can help. They monitor and alert you to identity threats you'd miss on your own, even if you're careful with your personal information. And if you do become a victim of tax-related identity fraud, LifeLock has U.S.-based restoration specialists ready to help solve your identity theft issue. Plus, all LifeLock plans are backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, meaning LifeLock will reimburse you up to the limits of your plan if you lose money due to identity theft. Let LifeLock help protect your financial info, so all you have to worry about is what you do with your tax refund. Go to LifeLock.com, save up to 25% off your first year. The promo code is HERD, promo code HERD, to save up to 25% off your first year. LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
Golf Envy Farragut is the premier indoor golf experience you've been looking for. And right now they are offering a limited number of founding memberships. Golfers can reserve their spot for just $150 before their September grand opening. Founding members receive 90 days of unlimited guest passes, as well as an exclusive risk-free first month. That's right. Try out Golf Envy with no obligation. Give it 30 days, and if it's not the right fit for what you're looking for, your first month's dues will be refunded. Members will get access to their Golf Zone 2 Vision NX simulator technology, the most realistic simulator on the market, where they can play more than 300 courses and compete in leagues and tournaments with players all across the country. Golf, rain or shine, 24/7, 365. To learn more and become a founding member, visit their website at farragut.golfenvy.com/presale.
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game. Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
Fan Run Radio, the flagship station for Tennessee fans.
This ain't no wishy-washy, limp-wristed, kale-eating, half-ass sports radio station.
We're your in-your-face, truth-telling, say it loud, flag-waving, face-painting, hardcore, bring the noise, causing a ruckus, don't give a damn sports station.
Sports talk that doesn't just hang up and listen.
For the fans. This is Fan Run Radio.
Get some.
In the VolQuest chat last night, both Brent Hubbs and Austin Price talked openly about the quarterback battle. Both said that Faison Brandon has a lead. And essentially, as far as I'm concerned, revealed that like Faison is kind of in control, barring any type of collapse in scrimmage 2. That's kind of the timeline I expected. I think last week I said we'd have reports that you got a guy with a slight lead leading into scrimmage 2, and then you get the announcement that next Sunday that you would have a quarterback. It does feel like we are on track for that to happen and for that quarterback to be Faison Brandon. And they've gone out of their way to also say that like it was a Faison winning the job more so than George losing the job. Like, hey, George is really good. It's just Faison's been special, which I think goes into what we've talked about in terms of trying to make George look good on the way out. And when I say out, I don't even necessarily mean leaving, but just like on the way of losing this battle, you try to instill some confidence into him. Like, man, great job. You are our number 2 candidate. I'm sure some of you guys have interviewed for jobs before and been told, like, you were a finalist. You just got beat out by one person. You would have totally gotten this job, but this other person was just a little bit better than you. It makes you feel better than just if you get rejected off the jump.
Not because I don't want to fight that other person.
Sure, but at the same time, you're like, man, I was close. I just barely got beat. I was the understudy. I finished runner-up. Feels a lot better than just not getting your number called at all and getting a chance. That's where this feels like it's, headed, where it's Faison Brandon, and you hope that it doesn't crush George McIntyre's confidence and that he his morale's not beaten and broken in case you need a backup quarterback at some point this year. No real surprise.
Feel like
there.
it will.
I mean, I don't know how George McIntyre's made up. I don't know. Like, I think it'd be really tough for me to not be devastated and to not check out a little bit if I was him. Just from like a competitive standpoint, but also like from a confidence standpoint. It's one thing if you're applying for a job, like a promotion, you know, to kind of go along with that analogy. If you are already kind of established and you're just trying to like get called up to like main manager, you're trying to get a real big promotion where you're now ruling people and you don't get it, but you already have a pretty good job where you're making pretty good money and you already got a team. Let's just call it assistant manager. You're already an assistant manager, so it's not like you're on the bottom of the rung anyways. That'd be easier to swallow than like if you can't even like get off the front line. If they're making you host at the restaurant, but they won't ever let you wait on the tables, and you're like, I really just want to be a waiter, man. I could do this. I could be a bartender, but they make me stand here and just like take people to their tables. Then you wouldn't have much confidence in doing what you're doing. Let's just say you don't even have a job at all and you're applying for jobs and you can't get hired. Getting turned down for a job you can't get hired for and you're unemployed, that would hurt a lot more than like not getting a promotion when you already have a pretty cushy job. To me, McIntyre's more of the guy who's either like stuck at the host level or the unemployed guy who can't even get a job. Because now if I'm him, I'd be like, man, it's going to be 2 years of my playing career where I'm not even going to get on the field. I haven't proven to anybody I can play. And by that, I mean I haven't even proven to myself that I can play, that I can do this. So like I think it'd be really, really tough to not have that doubt creep in.
Is there like a chance that Ryan Staub is more of a backup than George McIntyre is this year?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I think it's on the table. Would that not? I mean, that's the same. It's a similar thing. It's a similar thing to what happened to like Jake Merklinger, right? 2 years ago, where it was like Gaston Moore was more of your actual backup whenever things happened. Like Ryan Staub doesn't have any place in the program in terms of like future endeavors or like being the quarterback of the future. Kind of the same way you felt about Gaston Moore. But like, hey, if you need to come in for a drive or two, they might trust him more to take over that versus, the freshman Jake Merklinger. Now, like I do think you'll see George get a chance to play against Furman. And that might be more of an audition for that secondary job versus it is for like actually competing with Faison to win that job back.
Yeah.
Because to me, you could tell me both quarterbacks are going to play at Furman, but the guy who starts that game is the starting quarterback and will be the starting quarterback against Georgia Tech. Like, and what I mean by that is like, there's no way that you could come out there and play well enough against Furman to make up the gap of what happened in like the actual like lead up to that game. Assuming that like the starting quarterback doesn't go out there and throw like 3 interceptions and just look awful, which I don't expect. I don't expect either George or Faison to do that.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like it's Furman. So I think that if let's just say that it plays out the way we're talking and Faison wins the starting job, he plays the majority of the first half reps. I would say that all of George's reps are basically showing that he can be your backup in case something happens.
See, I think George will be your backup no matter what. The difference between Gaston Moore being your true backup as opposed to Jake Merklinger is Gaston Moore was in the system with Josh Heupel for like 10 years, basically.
Yeah, sure.
Where Staub is not. GMAC has been in the system longer than Staub has.
Sure. But I'm just saying, if you're looking from experience, but also looking, it would be more of those things, Josh, that we were just talking about in terms of like your quarterback maybe checking out a little bit. Like if George was distraught and was like, you know what, bleep this, and just kind of goes off the reservation a little bit. I would hope that George McIntyre, if he does lose this quarterback battle, I would hope he's wired a little bit better than that and doesn't just quiet quit the team. But I do think that's on the table for anybody when they lose a quarterback battle, any position battle. Like the disappointment you have to answer to would feel like it would weigh on you. So, like, do you feel that way about him being the backup quarterback if he's not necessarily doing the work in practice?
Yeah, I mean, if he comes in and he's just kind of loafing around and not taking it seriously, then absolutely not. You can't play that guy.
Yeah,
but
like
I don't anticipate that happening either.
I hope not. Like I said, with his family, like his grandpa being a coaching legend and him being a Tennessee fan.
He should be able to be professional about it.
You would hope so. And also, like, hey, you say professional, but like there's truth to that too. Is like, hey, you're getting paid a pretty good chunk of change to be the backup. So be a professional, make your money. If you want to keep getting paid, you don't quiet quit the team. You stay locked in.
It's kind of like the dating scene. You know, you get added to a girl's roster, and it's like, oh, he's just a friend. But then they start getting a little serious, and it's like, oh, I thought we had something going on here. You know, I'd been on the roster. You just added this guy. You just met him last night.
But at the same time, Bubba, when she sends out that dreaded text of, hey, I've actually started seeing somebody, so this has to kind of end.
But then you think, damn, I just wasted all that time and energy.
But you don't put – do you put the full court press on and try harder to win her over, or do you kind of withdraw a little bit? I would say you probably withdraw a little bit.
You absolutely withdraw.
Yeah, when she tells you that you didn't win. So it's like dating in that regard. You hope that George doesn't blow up the spot and make things awkward for everybody. And then if the things don't work out with the other guy, maybe they come crawling back. Who knows? But no, like I expect it to be Faison Brandon. I've maintained that throughout the process. I've been at 75% or higher pretty much the last 3 months.
We better be careful before we end up with no quarterbacks again.
What do you mean by that?
I'm just saying if Faison has a season,
is this more of like a dating comparison for you, a dating analogy where you
ended
up with multiple women but actually ended up with zero? Or is that what you're trying to tell us, Bubba?
No, not at all. That's too many people. So it's like,
You're not running Faison off. Just cut your mic off. We're not even going down that road yet. We're not going to end
No,
up
not saying we're running him off. I say he wins a job. McIntyre's checked out, so he leaves. Okay, but then some other place like a George is like, ooh, this Faison guy.
Yeah, cut your mic off. We're not going down that road. We haven't really lost any players that we've wanted to keep. I think once you establish a quarterback, now look, you can say Nico, but like I've already said, like I think Tennessee learned their lesson from that. Like whoever wins this quarterback battle will be here as long as Tennessee wants them to be here, is how I feel. Get out of here, Georgia. Shut up. Bad news, Bubba. How about no news, Bubba, for the rest of this segment? How about you give me no news? Lord knows you can't give me any good news, so just no news, Bubba. But we've talked about that with George, too, in terms of like what's at stake for him in this quarterback battle.
What if Georgia comes calling for Deshaun Bishop next year, Bubba?
Ooh, that's more realistic. That's more realistic is that
DGG
Georgia
coming in.
Or Florida.
Who's that coming down the track?
Bubba's allegiances go with Deshaun Bishop. Well, it is kind of sad, but it is more likely to me because like the investment, the investment you've made in David Gabriel George, like you hope Deshaun Bishop balls out and goes to the NFL, but if that NFL projection isn't there, Bubba, and all of a sudden, a $2 million offer to come play running back at a big SEC school is there for Deshaun Bishop, and Tennessee's not willing to play ball because they got DGG, that to me is more realistic than Faison balling out and going somewhere.
We're going to see Bubba on South Beach as Miami offers him $3 million.
Oh, yeah, loca.
I know a guy down there.
Bimbaca.
Named Solitsky.
Just blasting. Oh, Maddie.
There we go. Yeah, bunk up with Maddie.
You see Maddie post a picture with Adam Sandler?
I was very jealous.
On his Instagram, yeah. Maddie's out there living it up out in L.A. Adam Sandler didn't necessarily look thrilled to be taking a picture with Maddie, but Adam Sandler's got the good guy image, so he has to take a picture with everybody. It's probably like backstage somewhere at like Fox, and he's like, I didn't think I'd have to do that here, but okay, I guess.
I imagine Maddie being much more shy in that scenario. Mr. Sandler, can I get a picture, please?
I don't know if Maddie's got him to be shy, but like Sandler's about as A-list as it gets to like young college age guys. Like anybody that's ever been a young college age guy. So like at least like starting in the 90s, like anybody my age or younger is probably going to feel starstruck by Adam Sandler.
I just can't imagine Maddie was like, hey, yo, Adam, can I get a picture real quick?
They might have been hooping together. Who knows? They might have been playing ball. Sandler likes going out there and getting some run. It's possible.
What's he doing now that the World Cup is over?
I don't know. He sent me a text the other night that I couldn't tell if it was passive aggressive or if he was trolling me or what, but it was some type of jersey. He's like, since you claim to be the sports trivia expert, what jersey is this? I was like, I don't know, man. I was like, it kind of looks like one of those weird Spurs jerseys or a Heat jersey, ? Which one is it? And then he says he didn't know. He's like, I don't know. I was asking you. I was like, you're right next to it. You can read it. And I was like, all right, whatever, Maddie.
Do you have it pulled up?
Let me see if I can find it.
Kind of confused that he wouldn't know what this jersey is.
Like, it's right here. He just sent me the back of it. You couldn't really see anything. It's just kind of the color combination. But like, he could have easily moved it and saw what the name was or seen the front of it. So I don't know if, like I said, if he was trolling me or what.
Oh, is it who gets their jersey dry cleaned?
Is it his? Is it his jersey?
No.
Is Maddie working at a dry cleaner? Is that where he met Adam Sandler? Like Sandler was picking up some suits?
I think maybe Maddie was at the dry cleaner himself. Who goes and gets their jersey dry cleaned?
Maybe he got stains on it.
That's got to be an important jersey if you're going to the dry cleaners with it.
Maybe he got stains on it.
Get a Tide pen like a real man. Get that stain out yourself.
Nothing else really noteworthy from the VolQuest chats. I guess Austin Price also did say that the Jackson Moy door was closed. So, like, that's not going to happen. But that was the only, like, noteworthy things I saw. It was all quarterback and then, just a little bit of little Jackson Moy talk.
No update at linebacker for the first 2 games?
I think they mentioned that basically you were going to see a lot of, like, Spillman and Campbell and T-Lander. I mean, just out there. I don't know.
Perlotti will play a lot.
Yeah, Perlotti. I'm sure you're gonna have to rotate everybody out there. Like I'd say they're going to try to be throwing just bodies out against Georgia Tech and see who can play.
Freshman Braden Rouse, however you want to properly pronounce that.
It is funny to me, like thinking about the Georgia Tech game. That's the only game. This season does feel a little bit like a coach's cliche. Because, like, you talk about always, like, the next game's the most important game. Like, I'm not giving firm in that respect, but, like, when looking through the rest of the season and trying to project things, and even talking about that Texas game, I really can't get past the Georgia Tech game of just wanting to see what the guys look like before I can really confidently say, well, you shouldn't lose this game. You should win this game. You can beat Texas. You can't beat Texas. Really, I don't have any of those answers until I see the Georgia Tech game. And just see some proof of concept at the quarterback position and see, is that offensive line actually as good as we think? Is the defensive line going to be able to stand up? A lot of years I feel confident and kind of looking and giving the ceiling and the floor and kind of projecting. This year, I can't really get past the Georgia Tech game. Maybe it's because Texas is number 2. Like
the next biggest game?
Yeah, well, yeah, just like the Texas is the number 2 game on the schedule for all intents and purposes. And, like, it's just such a tall task of saying that you can beat that Texas team. Like, because I even had more confidence against Georgia last year based off of, like, Georgia kind of having some turnover. I had a little bit more confidence in predicting that Tennessee would play well against Georgia than I do this Texas team. Maybe it's because Texas is also – it's weird to say they're unproven, but, like, they kind of are unproven as far as I'm concerned.
They're kind of the most proven, unproven team you have.
Yeah, and what I mean by that is, like, the talent is there, like, unquestionably. Like, you guys have talked about the talent. You just got to look at an NFL mock draft and see first round and second round talent oozing all over that field. Arch Manning is a number 1 overall, quarterback, but also number 1 overall player type of projection. Not saying he's like the clear-cut favorite or they'll beat Dante Moore or even Lenore Sellers, but I'm just saying he's in the mix there. But, like, that's projecting him being better. What I saw from Arch last year was not number 1 overall pick worthy, which is why he's still in school. But, like, the ceiling on that team is also just super, super high. So it's hard for me to even, like, look at that Texas game and realistically give a take on it. Both Sam and Josh seem pretty confident that Texas is going to win. I think Josh even went as far as saying he would bet a lot of money on Texas to win and cover the 7.5-point spread. Right, Josh? Am I misquoting you there?
No, yeah, I'd take Texas to cover. Right. Now.
So, like, you're pretty confident it's going to be at least a 2-possession game. Sam, I don't know if you've given a take on the point spread or not, but you seem confident Texas wins.
What is the spread on that?
I think it's 7.5. Yeah. Would you lay the 7.5 or would you take it in Tennessee and think that they keep it within 7? Sounds like you're leaning towards taking Texas to cover.
Probably.
Yeah, which is fine. I don't think either one of you guys are
I feel
necessarily
like I can
wrong.
see that game being a 10-point game, or it's like 31-27. That was a really respectable effort from Tennessee, you know?
You can't see Tennessee winning the game? Like in your fantasy where it's closer than you thought, like it's Tennessee still losing by 3 or 4 points?
It feels like a lot of things are going to have to go right for Tennessee to win that game, yeah.
And look, I think that's completely fair. You guys are being measured. You guys are being unbiased, and I appreciate it. But like I'm saying, like I can't really make my take until I see Tennessee play Georgia Tech.
That's fair, and it's not a 0% chance Tennessee wins the game.
Sure.
It's just like he said, it's highly unlikely.
Sure, yeah.
And again, I hope we're wrong. I hope we walk in there and shock the world.
I don't think there's very many members of the audience that's mad about your measured take. And like I'm not going all in saying Tennessee is going to win. I haven't beaten that drum. You know, by the time the Georgia game came around last year, I thought Tennessee was going to win that game. Now that was more so because I didn't really buy, Georgia as being ready or being the same Georgia. That was part of it. And you could make the case Tennessee should have won that game, but like they didn't.
Do you feel like you're going to be able to have like an accurate take on what Tennessee can do for the entire season after the Georgia Tech game? Or
Much
you're
better.
just kind of saying what you feel like can happen for that Texas game?
Well, I was going to say because
to me the biggest measuring stick is actually just after Texas, where you play Auburn and at Arkansas.
I think we'll have a pretty good idea of what the season. I think we'll have a pretty good idea of what the ceiling is and coming out of the Texas game. So compared to the Georgia game last year, like people thought you could have been a playoff contender coming out of that Georgia game, even if you lost. And that might sound foolish, but you were a playoff contender. You just was on the wrong side of November. You showed that you could play. Like Alabama beat you, but it wasn't like they kicked your ass or nothing. Like nobody on your schedule really kicked your ass until you got to November. So I would still chalk that up as like you were a playoff contender. I think we'll have that type of understanding coming out of the Texas game.
I think that's fair.
I don't know if we'll have an idea. Like, let's say we beat Georgia Tech and lose a close one to Texas. I think you'd have an idea of what the ceiling is, but I don't think you'd still have an idea of what the floor is. Because I think coming out of the Georgia game last year, I would not have thought that like we would have lost to both Oklahoma and Vanderbilt at home.
If you beat Georgia Tech pretty solid on the road and then you lose to Texas and let's say you don't cover the spread, what do you expect those next
It depends on
4
what
games?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what Faison looks like in the process. It depends on if you just have to tip your cap and it's Arch Manning to Cam Coleman and Ryan Wingo and those guys are just studs and you kind of look and say, okay, well, nobody else has that. There's a rumor going out there now of Ryan Williams kind of basically going off the deep end. I don't know if you've seen anything about that, but that basically Ryan Williams has fallen in love with a woman in Atlanta that has broken his heart. It is how the rumor
he got married.
Well, I don't know if they've gotten married, but basically there's rumors out there that she's got another man in Atlanta, so he's like spending half his time between like campus and Atlanta, and basically that he's not even like loving football right now. I say that just to say like Alabama's wide receiver core is going to be a little bit different than Texas is, I think, this year.
Oh yeah,
like Ryan Williams might get credit for having the same amount of talent as a Cam Coleman or a Wingo, but like I don't know if I buy that anymore. Like the Georgia catch was a long time ago as far as I'm concerned. So like my point with that was like if Texas comes out and Arch Manning and Cam Coleman just hook up and he kicks our ass and Wingo kicks our ass, I might look at the rest of the schedule and say, you know what? Nobody else has that on Tennessee's schedule. So the defense might be in better position. So to me, it's not as simple as covering. Like, if Faison comes out and plays really well, but the defense can't cover those guys, that would maybe give me even more confidence moving forward. But if like we lose a low scoring game and the quarterback looks terrible, that might be a situation where you cover, but you don't feel great about the rest of the season because the quarterback hasn't shown you anything yet. Because there's a very realistic scenario where you beat Georgia Tech and lose close to Texas and your quarterback position isn't playing very well. You just beat Georgia Tech because of talent and you just keep Texas close because the stadium's rocking and Arch Manning kind of loses his composure. There's a way that happens and you're 3-1, but like your offense hasn't really gotten to gear and you're not sure if it will ever get into gear. That's kind of what I'm saying. Like, I got to get through the Georgia Tech game before I even have a feeling on the Texas game. And I got to get through the Texas game before I really feel good about knowing what this team's going to do the rest of the season. Heather Dinich might be right. This team might be completely overrated at 20th. Or it could be more so like Tennessee's. The gambling odds are right, and Tennessee's closer to like that 15 range, or maybe even a little bit higher than that, where they can make the playoff. That's kind of where I'm at. Bubba, send us a break. Let's talk sports on Fan Run Radio.
Can't get enough Fan Run Radio? Download the free Fan Run app and take the best Tennessee sports conversations with you wherever you go.
What kind of day is it? It's a White Claw day. Grab a pack, grab your friends, everything else in life can wait. Your friends shouldn't. Let's go. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work hard, play hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Tired of spending your weekends working in the yard? Let ECR Total Landscapes handle it for you. We'll take care of de-weeding your flower beds, leaf blowing, trimming, mulching, and more. Let us do the heavy lifting so your landscape looks great. Right now, get 10% off your first month of our monthly maintenance package when you mention promo code FANRUN. Reliable service, great results, and more free time for you. Call us today at 865-384-2012 or visit us online at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Running a business, coaching a team, planning your next big event, you need more than just gear. You need SM Athletics and Logo Solutions. Custom uniforms, branded apparel, promotional products, done right, done fast, and built to show off your brand with pride. From local businesses to high schools to major universities, SM Athletics is trusted by winners. Get real service, get real quality, get noticed. SM Athletics and Logo Solutions, where your brand comes to life.
Visit smathletics.com and let's build something great together. Getting closer and closer. What's the next hurdle we have to jump through? Because we got to the AP Top 25. We got through the first scrimmage. What's the next checklist? Is it just getting to actual game week now?
Week 0 probably, because then you get your little preview.
So have actual football to talk about on that Monday, but you get to the game week. So maybe that's Saturday you're saying, or are they doing any Thursday week 0, or is it just all
the FCS is, but not FBS. Okay. So like Chattanooga plays West Georgia. That's a decent FCS game that I'll watch that Thursday.
Okay.
I'm going to go to Huntsville for Sanford's opener against North Alabama that Saturday.
Which I guess, okay, this is just top 25. Okay, let me check all FBS.
NC State plays Virginia.
So like North Carolina versus TCU, is that the moment where college football feels like it's arrived? That's the first game in Dublin.
Yeah. I don't say college football arrives until that Thursday.
Okay.
But that's a nice preview. Like I'll be tuned in and I'll watch that.
I feel like every year that it's kind of weird that it's now like official like Dublin kickoff, because it feels like that noon windows when everyone sits down and starts tweeting, "Oh my God, football's back! We made it!" And it's like a nasty Dublin Ireland game.
Yeah,
it's a fun week 0 slate though. It really is.
It's better than most week 0s.
Yeah. I mean, you get 2 Power 4 games to start your day.
Did we establish that NC State and Virginia is an actual ACC game
I think
that
it
counts?
is.
I don't think it is, right? I thought they were saying.
Okay, so we haven't established whether or not it is because it seems really early for an actual conference game.
It's an official conference game per Google.
Okay.
It was originally scheduled as a non-conference home-and-home series. A special waiver was approved to preserve its status as a conference matchup after the game's location changed because that was going to be the Dublin game.
Right.
And then they moved it to Charlottesville and made it a conference game.
Okay.
I still like NC State to win, even though to win outright as 5.5-point dogs.
How would you feel if we were playing an SEC game that early?
I'd hate it.
Yeah, like the conference games, I mean, maybe neither NC State nor Virginia is like focused on winning the conference, but like your conference record still matters.
I think NC State could have a run at the ACC. They're not going to win it, but I could see them being towards the upper half of that conference.
A week 0 game being a conference game feels pretty gross. It feels like a lot of pressure before you have any kinks worked out. Like playing a power school week 0 or week 1 feels tough enough because those games matter and they help like dictate how the rest of your season is going to go. But a conference game does feel like it goes up a level.
We get North Dakota State's FBS debut week 0 against Jacksonville State. That should be another fun game. Jack State's a respectable G6 program.
Has North Dakota State, are they in a conference?
They're in the Mountain West.
Mountain West, okay.
I think they're going to win it.
Are they eligible to win it in year 1?
Yep,
Okay.
They got a waiver approved to my knowledge.
Okay. I think they got rid of those rules in general in terms of the people moving up having to wait. I thought that was something I'd read that at least it had been reduced.
Hawaii, Stanford's at 7 that night. Florida State's in action that night. And then you close it with Memphis, UNLV at 10 p.m. And that's a really big G6 game because those are 2 playoff contenders out of the G6.
I do wish Florida State was playing a better team.
Yeah.
Because just them year in, year out, they're one of the more intriguing teams just because as long as like Norvell's there, it's like, how long are they going to keep this guy here? How long is he going to survive? And the quicker he can go off the rails, the better. But I don't imagine it'll go off the rails week 1 against against New Mexico State on the CW.
You would hope not.
But they do then, get into conference play against SMU, and then they have at Alabama.
Yeah.
So, will we have our answer on Florida State this season by the end of week 3?
Yeah, probably.
Or I guess game 3 for them, which I guess is still week 3. They have a bye week, but they have week 0, so they get a little bit extra break. We'll kind of have our answer maybe even after that home SMU game. Because if they get smacked by SMU at home, that feels like that really gets the ball rolling. Then they'll get one chance at Alabama. And I'd assume Alabama has revenge on their mind after getting beat by them last year. And that one has the chance of maybe getting ugly.
Oh, it'll get ugly really fast. Yeah. The NC State-Virginia game was actually going to be in Brazil, not Dublin. I was corrected on that.
Okay, I was going to say, so TCU and UNC's been scheduled in
the Dublin
Yeah,
game.
it's been the Dublin.
But it got, NC State, Virginia got changed from Brazil, which why are we playing a game in Brazil?
Well, I guess the powers that be came to their senses and was like, this is really dumb. Which this is on the heels of Roger Goodell. I don't know if you saw his quote where he said, there's no doubt in his mind that we have an NFL team outside the state of the U.S. in the next couple of years. Well, he didn't say the next couple of years, I don't think, but he just said in the future, there's no doubt in his mind that we expand in the NFL. I don't think he just meant Canada either. Like when he says outside the U.S., I think he thinks maybe at the very least like Mexico or trying to get that European division up.
I don't know if I want to see a European division.
Root for a team based in London.
I can't think of any cities. The London Jaguars. Yeah, it doesn't really have a ring to it.
I'm cool if you want to go Canada, and I can maybe get behind Mexico, but I don't want to go to England or Europe. I just think that would make travel too complicated.
It feels like one of those things of like it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
Like the NBA, for example, is doing, or they're trying hard to get like an NBA like European league up.
If you want to do a Euro League, that's its own separate thing.
Yeah.
That's fine. We don't need them in the main NFL.
Yeah, can we not start? Would Europeans reject that if we just colonized England and the surrounding area with just like here's 8 teams playing American football, and like Would there just not be enough talent, I guess, over there to like fill out those teams to make them actually good? Because basketball, there is. Like, you could play European basketball, and like there's enough guys over there. There's enough guys playing basketball that you could not be as good as NBA teams, but you could at least be good professional basketball. Could we even do that with football? Because like it hasn't worked with the UFL or the XFL.
I think you'd have to send a lot of the guys from America to Europe because every athlete in Europe wants to play soccer. That's where they focus all their attention. Whereas here, every athlete wants to do football or basketball.
Well, yeah, sure. But I think you would have had that same conversation about basketball before the Dream Team in '92, whereas like most of those guys didn't really play basketball. And then you sent the Dream Team over there, and the Olympics were a big deal. And next thing you know, you start getting, fast forward, 24 years, and now, half the top 10 players in the league are foreigners. It's a slow process. So I wondered if you dropped football in and tried to actually make it a thing over there.
It is a thing over in Japan.
Right. But yeah, like, would you be able to have, because we basically only get like 2 or 3 guys from the London Academy every year. How many guys are going to play college football? I know Tennessee gets a couple, but are there other ones going to different SEC schools that are actually good?
It's not a ton. And I could also totally see Europeans being like, you Americans, get them away. Or it's an American idea, get it away.
Sure.
I could see them rejecting it.
They still show up, though, and support the games. Now, they don't necessarily have, like, teams they're rooting for, but, like, the London games, the Germany games, whatever, Spain, whenever the NFL plays, it does feel like all those are still sold out and still pretty big tickets over there.
But that's just because the level of football that they're playing. I mean, it's the biggest football league in the world. If they, just do a G League over there, basically, I don't know how much support they're going to get.
But it would also be their own at that point.
Maybe, but again, I could just see Europeans being like, it was an American idea. I already don't like them that much. Get them away.
Because, like, in the NBA, like, it's very clear to me they're being like, hey, we're going to start this NBA European League. And then eventually, Sam, you'll see those teams get integrated into, like, the NBA Cup. Like, they'll let them play in some, like, in-season tournaments and, like, make that a thing. They might not ever actually get, like, the full stamp, like, hey, you're one of the 30 or 32 teams in the league. But, like, hey, you get a chance to play in this Champions League type of tournament. We'll take some other teams across the country.
I think that'd be really cool if they did that.
Right, and I think that's where it's headed. 20 years from now, you'll see those teams get a chance to win the in-season tournament or whatever.
If a European team wins that in-season tournament, do they then get to be a part of the NBA playoffs?
Who knows? I don't know where Adam Silver will eventually take that. He's weird and got weird ideas. But, like, the global expansion is the best way for them to make money. And Goodell sees that too, which is why you play so many games overseas. I don't think they'd necessarily have the same luck of like having like, hey, just the Jaguars are in London now, because that seems like a traveling nightmare.
I actually just think Roger Goodell's wrong. I just don't think this is going to happen.
Okay. I would assume he knows more about it than you do, just being like in the front office and kind of being the one in charge. This feels a little bit like me saying there's no such thing as dinosaurs, but like I feel like Goodell has a little bit more information than you on
if
whether
you
or not
can deny dinosaurs, I can deny permanent international American football.
They both seem stupid to me, so I'm on the same page as you. Dinosaurs seem dumb, and having like a European division seems dumb.
What cities would you, if they were going to do it, and you got to pick the cities, what cities would you pick?
I would assume it would.
Cologne, Germany.
I guess the question would be,
Hamburg.
Is it one team or is it a division? Because you could maybe sell me more on it being a division.
How do you sell the players on
that's
living there?
Yeah. I think it's just like, hey, man, do you want to be in the NFL?
But they're not really a part of the NFL if they do that, unless it's an expansion team.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think it would be more likely, rather than just the Jaguars move, which is what the joke has been for a decade. I think instead of just adding one expansion team, I think you'd have to add 4. That way they could easily like have their games mapped out a little bit more. You could have teams traveling to Europe basically be able to knock 4 games off their schedule. They spend a month there. That way they get to, adjust their bodies more, and they get to, not best necessarily be bouncing back over and across the pond. I think it'd have to be strategic scheduling. So I think it'd have to be more than like one team. I think it'd have to be a whole division.
It's just a logistical nightmare. Go ahead, Bubba.
He just wants to recreate the 2007 NFL Europa with teams like the Rain Fire, the London Monarchs, the Cologne Centurions.
I'm going to guess that didn't
Galaxy.
go. I'm going to guess that didn't go well. But 20 years later, who knows? Maybe they could make another crack at it.
Scottish Claymores.
You ask how like the players would sign up for it. I just think they already don't get to pick their destination in the draft. but B, everyone wants money, man. And like, if this is just kind of the way the league is, are you going to boycott the NFL? No. Like, it might really suck for them trying to sign free agents and stuff, though. So like, I don't think it'd ever be like competitively balanced, but
plus all the felonies too.
I will give NC State and I will give Virginia credit for just saying this is dumb. We're staying in America. This is where these game is designed to be played. Bill Belichick's going to be big sad if they lose week 0 in Ireland. He's going to feel real dumb that they played that game there. Real dumb on the way back.
Well, he'll probably feel real dumb on the way back because they're not going to win that game.
It's never been a good feeling whoever loses that game, right? Like Kansas State's season was basically derailed last year, right? Their quarterback and like their dad and brother was outside fighting. The team sucked.
Florida State got beat by Georgia Tech a couple of years ago.
And their season was terrible that year too, right? Didn't they go like 2-10 or something crazy like that?
At least Bill gets to go attend his women's adult cheerleading competition.
They'll get to do some nice touristy stuff over there. Lord knows what itinerary she's got printed out for him already. Hour 2 in the books. We'll kick off hour 3 with another batch of headlines. Bubba, you got Tuesday trivia ready to go?
I got good news and bad for you, John.
All right, what's the good news?
Good news, there is trivia. Bad news, it's not from me.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. That's not even bad news. That's okay. That's just
it
news.
may have been trivia you've already done before.
What are you going to do? Hour 2 in the books. Hour 3 coming at you. Stick with us.
Take Fan Run Radio with you on the all-new Fan Run app. Just search for Fan Run Radio wherever you download your apps.
Does tooth pain have you on the injured list? Don't get stuck on the bench watching from the sidelines. Hi, I'm Dr. Jacob Wolko, inviting you to come let Knoxville Smiles get you back in the game. Bring your whole roster in for our winning checkup. We'll keep your smile shining bright under the Friday night lights and geared up for Saturday afternoon kickoff. Visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com or just call 865-539-1776. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Believe in family. Believe in your fellow man. Believe in honesty and an honest day's work. We do. We're Farm Bureau Insurance. And we don't just believe in Tennessee. We believe in Tennesseans. Farm Bureau Insurance. Tennessee's insurance company.
This is Baseball VFL Cody Brown. Farm Bureau Insurance is the official insurance for Tennesseans. Believe in me for all of your insurance needs. Give me a call at 865-992-3871.
Are you getting penalized because you can't make it to your bank on time? No need for unnecessary roughness. It's time for a new game plan. Easily manage your accounts with Citizens National Bank's mobile banking app. Check your balance, deposit a check, and pay a bill all from your phone with CNB's mobile banking.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
Barley's has live music on weekends, general team trivia on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., and now live sports trivia courtesy of the Knoxville Trivia Guys every Thursday night upstairs. The game starts at 7 p.m. and is free to play for everyone, so head on down to the Old City and show off your sports knowledge and win gift cards to Barley's. Use those gift cards to buy some delicious food and drinks, and you can take it all in with their wide selection of TVs and indoor projectors. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
We really need to get some branded stuff. Shirts, hats, promo items, something professional.
I mean, we could just find a website and order a bunch of it ourselves.
You could, but you're taking a big risk. You don't know the quality, the fit, the timeline. It's a roll of the dice.
Yeah, I guess, but isn't that how everyone does it now?
Not the ones who actually care about how their brand looks. Look, if we're putting our name on it, it needs to be done right. We need SM Athletics.
SM Athletics?
Yeah, they specialize in working with businesses like ours. Apparel, hats, promo gear, but real, customized stuff. They actually care if it turns out right.
Probably a lot better than getting stuck with 100 t-shirts with crooked logos.
Exactly. Plus, they'll walk you through everything. Sizing, colors, material, so it matches the image we're trying to build.
Makes sense. What's the name again?
SM Athletics. Trust me, if you want to look like a real company, not a flea market stand, this is the move. If you're serious about your brand, work with people who are serious about getting it right. SM Athletics.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
End your weekdays with Overtime, Monday through Thursday, right here on Fan Run Radio, as we cover all things Vols, college sports, and take your calls. It's Overtime with me, Garrett Armbrust, and Caleb DeBusk on Fan Run Radio, weeknights 6 to 8 p.m.
Talk Sports. Talk Sports. Talk Sports.
Talk Sports. Talk Sports from 7 to 10. Ay. Overrated, underrated on Wednesday. Fan Run Radio, Talk Sports said, not in my house, I ain't talking to Kim, babe. Johnny Cody out here asking where the ops at. Tennessee volunteers here for combat. It's the Cherokee Ghost, John Reed and Cody doing everything we can to bring Rocky Top back. Talk Sports from 7 to 10. Never leave a witness, never leave loose ends. Nico ain't nothing but a nuisance. 2026, we making new friends.
Talk Sports. Talk Sports. Talk Sports.
Hour number 3 kicking off here in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. This batch of headlines brought to you by the dental offices of Dr. Stephen Malone, Knoxville Smiles. KnoxvilleSmiles.com if you want to take a tour of their facility. If you've been wanting to get something done with your mouth, we recommend Knoxville Smiles. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles. Hour 3 headlines. I'll get us started. A little Tennessee baseball news, sort of, kind of. At least some SEC baseball news as Arkansas signed coach Dave Van Horn to a contract extension that takes him through the 2031 season. They also bump his annual compensation up to $2.1 million, which will put him 5th nationally. So if you were worried about Tony Vitello coming back to take over Arkansas, it does feel like at least that gets kicked down the road a little bit, a couple years. Doesn't feel like that's going to happen in the next 2 or 3 years.
Hopefully.
Yeah,
Or
you can still get fired,
retires.
sure. But it feels hard to – I mean, I guess he could retire. To me, that's the only thing now is if Dave Van Horn wants to retire. Firing him or forcing him out seems like they've lost their leverage for that. Whenever they up his salary to, over $2 million. When you start talking about paying $6 million for a buyout or something for a college baseball coach, that seems like a non-starter. But yes, he could still retire, and Vitello to Arkansas could still happen. But to me, that kind of puts it to bed for a couple of years at least. All right, Josh, what do you got?
Sorry, before Buster Posey did announce that Vitello is back next year as well. So
I saw that, and that's probably headline worthy that they announced that. But at the same time, brother, like Buster Posey, I'm not sure you're going to be back next year. You know what I mean? Like I'm not sure Buster Posey's going to have the power to do that. That was a long-running joke in the sports world, Sam, is when you got the dreaded vote of confidence where they told you that you were going to be back, that usually meant you're actually getting fired. Like something bad was going to happen. I don't know if Buster Posey could necessarily walk that back, but there's a 100% a scenario where he gets fired. And they say, sorry, I don't care what Buster said. He's not in control here. Because they're still terrible, right? I mean, like they're still, 20 games under 500? I think Vitello
also talks to the Athletic a lot.
I think Vitello went and went on one of his rants over the weekend where he basically called them a junior college baseball team for the way they played on, I think, Sunday. Just talked about how terrible they had played. And of course, he's like, no offense to junior college. I used to be there. But it was like, that was pitiful. Yeah, they're 22 games under 500. Yeah, that's pretty bad. All right, Josh, what you got for us?
Cincinnati Bengals defensive back Sair Wright is leaving the team to pursue acting. So he's going from being an NFL player and guarding Jamar Chase every day in practice to pursuing an acting career.
Is he any good?
I really don't know. I just figured it was odd, and that he's going from he's quitting playing football to go be an actor. He did play LeBron James' son in Space Jam though.
Oh, okay. So he's got maybe his SAG card, and maybe he'll get hired. Maybe he'll get a job.
This says he's appeared in 7 films and TV shows dating back to 2014.
Okay.
But I thought that was pretty interesting and unique.
What's his name?
Sayer Wright, but Sayer is spelled Ceyy.
Ceyyair. Okay. Sayer Wright. Yeah, I don't really recognize him from Space Jam. I was trying to see like what are the roles he had actually done to see if I knew him for anything. No, doesn't look like it. But hey, if you got the option of making money doing something besides, getting your head beat in, you should probably go do it. We'll see if he makes it. I find it hard to think he will, but anyways, next headline, please.
In acting or football?
Well, he's definitely not going to make it football, but look at it as IMDb. Like, you got the Space Jam movie. Darius James, I don't think that was the main son, right? That wasn't the...
I didn't watch
Space Jam. I don't think he was the main son in it, but I don't know if that's true or not. Other than that, it looks like he's just gotten a couple of, like, episodes on, like, TV. Kind of some one-offs. Did get 15 episodes in Grownish, but I don't think anybody really watched Grownish. That was a spinoff of Blackish. But I guess he got 15 episodes of doing that, which is maybe the best thing he's done other than Space Jam. All right, now let's move on.
Tennessee's smoky gray uniforms have seemingly leaked online. Have y'all seen these?
I did, but I wasn't sure if they were real or not.
They seem to be somewhat legit. So much so William posted about it today on our social medias.
I do think he was playing the main son, though. Okay. I didn't have any strong takes on it. Did you?
I don't know how I feel about the Nealon Gates being on the sleeves. I could see it maybe working or maybe just kind of looking awful. I like the Ayers Hall thing on the collar. Outside that, it's fine. It's just I hope the Nealon Gates on the sleeves doesn't just kind of ruin it.
I thought I saw Brent Hubbs either last week or 2 weeks ago say that the gray jerseys this year would be paying homage to the 1926 Vols.
Maybe it's a 1926 version of Nealon. I don't know. You can't really tell from the leak I'm looking at.
I thought that's what he had said.
It does look like Nealon wouldn't have coached back then. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because there's the one I'm looking at. There's a patch of somebody that looks like the statue of General Nealon.
Well, no, it was Nealon's first year.
It was okay
in 1926.
Then that might be what it is. Then
yeah, that was his first year as a coach.
It's got the Adidas trefoil logo on it though, instead of the 3 stripes.
Okay.
So we'll see. It should come out sometime this week. Is what the word online has been.
We went 8 and 1 overall. 5 and 1 in the SoCon. Won our first 7 games before Vanderbilt beat us. Posted 5 shutouts, 151-34. But yeah, Vandy beat us 20-3. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, so we'll see if that drops this week, like everyone's saying it's going to. I mean, Adidas has been putting out a bunch of their alternate uniforms for other schools, so.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like they've been really well received either.
Not a lot of them.
The Texas A&M ones are pretty hideous.
Yeah, it's just hard to do camo. The Louisville ones didn't look as bad as I thought. Like when I first saw it, I was like, oh. But then when I actually looked at it, I was like, oh, those aren't that bad.
To me, it's like really clear which school does their uniform design in-house versus letting Adidas, go and do it themselves.
Which, yeah, that's important to remember is that, like, if Adidas puts out bad jerseys for someone else, that doesn't really mean anything to us because we have control of what we're doing. But also at the same time, I don't know if you guys saw the news yesterday that Nike stock had dipped the lowest it's been since, I believe, 2014.
I did see that.
Nike stock in the midst of a bit of a collapse as it has fallen 78%. It's at its lowest level since September of 2014. And, it's basically erased over $200 billion in its market cap since 2021. You can get some Nike stock around like $37. Adidas.
That's because the world's cooked right now, John.
But Adidas is still up in like the high 70s to $80 range, Bubba. So Adidas doing twice as good in terms of at least their stock price.
Restrictions are getting tough for those kids overseas manufacturing the Nike stuff.
Maybe that's it. Or maybe it's Adidas stealing the Vols from them. One of the two.
Yeah.
One of the two, Bubba. You decide. Next headline, please.
Bill Connolly of ESPN has put out his official S&P Plus ratings for all college football programs, all 771 of them.
Someone should have asked Heather Dinich about that when she was going off about how Tennessee shouldn't be top 20.
So in this, Tennessee is.
Do you think
at
Bill
14.
Connolly is an idiot? Do you think his computer's an idiot, Heather Dinich? Because he has Tennessee at 14, Heather. What do you think about that?
I wanted to hit some of these hypothetical spreads.
Mount Union.
Well, you've got Ohio State would be favored by 148 against Oberlin, which is a D3 school in Ohio. The lowest rated team in all of college football is the Division III Maine Maritime.
Poor Maine.
At 771.
The Maine Maritime are just minding their own business and they catch a stray.
And then you've Miami, if they played against Fort Lauderdale, would be 129 point favorites. Montana State would be favored over FBS UTEP by 11.5. The highest rated FCS team is Montana State at 99th. Highest rated G5 team is Boise State at 49, followed by UNLV at 55. He's got the highest rated Division II team, Grand Valley State, at 182.
Does he have what the hell we'd be favored over Georgia Tech? Because that's what I care about.
Tennessee is 14th. Georgia Tech is 42nd. He doesn't have that lineup, but that would be that's the rating differential there.
Yeah. I want to see what that spread looks like. That's what I care about. Not the hypotheticals of the best team and the worst team.
And then for other Tennessee opponents, he's got Texas at 6, LSU at 10, Auburn is 26, Vandy is 29. We've got Arkansas at 44. Alabama is right above us at 13.
Sam, how do you feel about us not having either Georgia or Florida on the schedule? Playing neither one of those teams. It does make this conversation a little weird whenever we talk about the schedule and not being able to talk about either one of those, because they meant so much to the offseason and so much to the fan base over the last, decade for sure, but really the last 30 years. My whole life, the Florida game at least was one you took notice of. Georgia, that varied a little bit in my childhood, but over the last, 15 years has been one you really circled.
Obviously it's a rivalry that everyone wants to be on the right side of. I think it sucks a little bit more now that we went down to Florida and got that win in the Swamp, and you kind of feel like, all right, maybe we've gotten the monkey off our back. We can kind of reverse the course here a little bit. Georgia, you got so close at home last year. You kind of want another piece of that, but at the same time, I'm not necessarily waking up every morning being like, man, I wish I got to play Georgia this year.
Yeah, but it is, I guess it is nice to get to talk about some other schools. And
I like the new blood.
But at the same time, you talked about the Florida game. Yeah, we got our monkey off the back winning at the Swamp. I'd like to get some payback. I think we'd be in position if we were still on the schedule every year of being able to reel off a nice 6-1 streak against them, or 7-1. Get some wins back in your favor, as they're cycling down. Now we'll see how long they stay down or whatever. But they kicked our ass when we sucked for a while. I don't want to take them off the schedule right now when we seem to be above them.
Yeah.
Or at least vibes wise seem above them. We'll see how quickly they turn it around. Like I said, they're still kind of right there with us in terms of off-season projections when it comes to gambling lines and win totals and whatnot. But I would love for them to be coming into Knoxville this year instead of Auburn. Just because I want to get some of that win, get some of those wins back under our belt and for that rivalry's sake.
But you get to play Kentucky and Vanderbilt every year.
Well, yeah, I'm fine with that. Now we'll see how Kentucky fares under their new coach, and we'll see if Vanderbilt is actually as much of a layup as we thought they were going to be 2 years ago when they got announced as our permanent rivals. Does seem like, at least last year, obviously they were much better than we're used to them being. I think at the very least, I don't expect them to be like the doormat they were. Year in, year out. I don't think they'll be a 10-win team either. I think the truth's probably somewhere closer to 5 to 7 wins every year, but we'll see. We'll see what Clark Lee's got. just so much of our offseason discussion ever since I've been doing radio the last decade has been built around the Georgia and the Florida game.
Yeah.
And now neither one of them's on the schedule.
Saves us from a loss each year, though.
Shut up.
I do just kind of find it refreshing, though. It did just, like in my time doing the radio in the offseason, it does just feel like every single summer it's just like, oh, what's the record going to be against Alabama, Georgia, and Florida?
Yeah.
And that just kind of got a little stale for me.
That's completely fair. Like I said, it is new blood, and it is interesting to look and say, instead of going to Georgia, we're going to Texas A&M this year in November. That'll be a different vibe. If you lose the Texas A&M game, it doesn't hurt nearly as bad as it does losing to Georgia again. If you win, you'll still get nationally the same type of rub. Now, from a fan base talking trash point, beating Georgia on the road would clearly be better than beating Texas A&M on the road. But losing that game to A&M wouldn't hurt near as much as losing to Georgia would. So that's kind of nice, at least. This is Gunnar Stockton's last year, right? Or does he have one more after this? Do we know? Is he just a junior? I guess he could stick around. I know he's not really
he's a fifth-year senior.
I know he doesn't really have any NFL prospects.
I think he's been there a while.
Going to Georgia next year, I do prefer going to Georgia next year versus this year.
Yeah, Gunnar, he's 22, so This will be his last year.
You never know with that, those damn ages.
I mean, he was my class, so he would only have this as his 5th year.
He only has stats for 23, 24, and 25, though.
I'd imagine he redshirted a year or something like that.
Yeah, he's a redshirt senior.
Okay, redshirt senior. And then just didn't get on the field at all in 2022. Okay. Because, the 5th year and 5 years, 5th year players thing coming up next year. If he's a redshirt senior, that feels much better. Because I was just saying, Georgia, of course, will get a transfer portal quarterback. They'll be fine. But, I don't really want Faison Brandon going on the road Georgia's first year against a veteran quarterback like Stockton. But next year, hey, new quarterback for Georgia and, hopefully a year of good experience for Faison Brandon. We should have a better chance of winning that game in 2027 than we do in 2026. So from that perspective, it's kind of nice. I guess. I reckon. Any other headlines we need to hit, Josh?
We covered it.
Good job by you. We'll play some Tuesday trivia. Coming up next. Stick with us.
Can't get enough Fan Run Radio? Be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel by searching for Fan Run Sports.
What kind of day is it? It's a White Claw day. Grab a pack, grab your friends, everything else in life can wait. Your friends shouldn't. Let's go. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work hard, play hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Does tooth pain have you on the injured list? Don't get stuck on the bench watching from the sidelines. Hi, I'm Dr. Jacob Wolko, inviting you to come let Knoxville Smiles get you back in the game. Bring your whole roster in for a winning checkup. We'll keep your smile shining bright under the Friday night lights and gear it up for Saturday afternoon kickoff. Visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com or just call 865-539-1776. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
What kind of day is it? It's a White Claw day. Grab a pack, grab your friends, everything else in life can wait. Your friends shouldn't. Let's go. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
All right, this was a listener submitted trivia. Shout out to UT Fan 101. Hopefully he didn't sabotage us and just like make up questions and just like hopefully he fact checked and ran a tight ship here.
It's a blank profile, so we might not know, but you know, they did DM me. They said some nice things about me. They said, "Hey, you're doing a good job in the new co-host seat." I said, "I appreciate it." And they said, "I want to make some trivia." I said, "We'll send it over to Bubba."
Shout out to UT Fan 101. Like I said, I trust them, and I do appreciate the audience for feeling ownership in trivia. I do think it's people's favorite segment. So if the questions suck, blame UT Fan 101. If they suck,
I'll take the blame for it.
Bubba takes blame. If they're really good, give him the credit.
Absolutely.
All right, what topics did he come up with? Or
So
she, I guess.
We have General.
I assume he, but
General.
he gets the show.
Sports.
Okay.
Here's where things get a little funny. Oh,
God.
Space.
Oh, God.
Man.
After space, we go to planets.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
God.
And then
Space and planets?
And don't you worry, for the trifecta after planets, we have stars.
Oh.
As the last category.
So this was meant just to screw me because I am on record of not knowing anything about space or planets.
I mean, heck, you don't even believe dinosaurs are real. So,
Well, prove me wrong. If you can go dig me up a dinosaur, then you prove me wrong.
there are these things called museums that have dug up dinosaurs. In
Look it up. They're piecing bones together. They're not even real bones. It's all fake. It's all replicas. They're manufacturing it.
Spaceman.
General Sports Space Planet Stars. All right.
I wonder which one he's going to start with.
Probably General.
You know, I gotta say,
Or sports.
I gotta say, you said he said nice things about you. I'm taking this as an act of aggression towards me. But give me sports for 3. I feel like is my only hope.
Sports for 3. This Phoenix Sun was named Rookie of the Year in 2002, 2003.
2002, 2003. I feel like it's got, man. There's 2 names that come to mind. That would have been.
What are they?
It would have been around the time Joe Johnson was a rookie, and he went to the Hawks kind of after his rookie deal, and he went to the Hawks around 06. So like timeline that matches up. Then there's also Amari Stoudemire, who feels like that should be the 3-point answer. I'd feel really dumb if it was Amari and it wasn't him. So I'm going with Amari Stoudemire for 3.
Amari Stoudemire is correct.
Okay.
That and like Boris
That was a
Diaw
good
are
job.
the only old
That was one I
Suns
knew.
I know.
Yeah, I don't think Diaw started with the Suns. Nash didn't start with the Suns. Plus, he was like late 90s. Marion, I don't think, started with the Suns. Those are the key parts of that team around that era. So, all right. Good job by me. Hall of Famer Amari Stoudemire just made the Hall of Fame this weekend.
It's good for him.
Well, Josh, do you like space, planets, and stars, or
Not as much as sports. I'd stick there for a bit.
Or do you want to just do general for 3 and hope we can maybe get a general here?
I would go general 3 or sports for 4. You take your pick out for those two.
Let's try general for 3 here, Bubba.
This president formed NASA in 1958.
I actually just watched this on a TikTok. Is this Dwight Eisenhower?
Final answer?
Yes.
That is correct.
Damn,
There you go. Good job.
Just watched like a 5-minute TikTok on Eisenhower. Seemed like a great dude. Learn something new every day. That helps me out in trivia.
We're now 3-3.
Wouldn't have gotten that last week.
Gents.
3-3. Let's go.
All right, so I'll do sports for 4.
Sports for 4. What was the name of the Houston Astros before they were the Astros?
Interesting.
I thought they were always the Astros.
For some reason, the Comets popped in my mind, but that's the name of the WNBA team. But was the WNBA team paying homage to the Comets? The Houston Comets is what popped in my mind, Bubba. So that's what I'm going with.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. We're looking for the Houston Colt 45.
That rocks.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Damn, I have seen those like old jerseys.
Yeah.
That's so sick.
Yeah, I've seen those old jerseys. Damn.
Why don't they do that like once a season? The Houston Colt 45s. Make it Colt 45 night at the ballpark.
They probably should.
Well,
do we want
you wanna
sports
just
for
try-
2?
Yeah,
or-
should we just try and do sports for 2 and try and get a lead here? I like
I'm
that play,
good with it.
Josh. Sports for 2, please, Bubba.
Sports for 2. Which MLS team is associated with space?
It's the LA Galaxy.
LA Galaxy.
That is correct.
Every
pull
question
there,
gonna be a
good
damn
pull there.
space question. All right, give me. It's probably a bad strategy. Give me general for 4.
General for 4. What athlete was the winner of Dancing with the Stars season 30? 4 seasons ago.
You watch this?
I watched the very last season.
He'll get an educated guess out there.
I could have told you that it was Robert Irwin that won last season. The
Correct.
Gator boy, the alligator man.
Can you repeat the question, Bubba?
I've got a guess. I
What
know we
athlete
can't
was
steal
the
it, but-
winner of Dancing with the Stars season 30? And that was 4 seasons ago.
Mon Shumpert, that was too long ago. The first thing that popped in my mind, it's not going to be right, was Simone Biles.
I'm sorry, we're looking for Iman Shumpert.
Yeah, that was my guess. I think I knew that one. That's brutal.
My only guess would have been like Victor Cruz.
I would have
Didn't
guessed
he
Amon
win-
Shumpert.
I was
Did Victor
thinking-
Cruz win one?
Donald Driver won one way back in the day.
Yeah, he was at least on it. I don't know if he won or
But
not.
definitely not like 4
What
years ago.
dumb logic by
No.
me. I knew Shumpert was good on there. I just really thought that was more than 4 seasons ago. I thought that was a long time ago.
I didn't know Amon Shumpert did that.
Yeah, he did a really good job with it. So do we want
I don't even know if I don't even think Simone Biles has ever done it. Why would I guess her?
general for 2, or do we want to try our hand at one of the space ones for 3? That's the decision we're facing here.
Idiot. What a moron.
You take your pick here, Josh. I honestly don't care at all.
We'll go general for 2.
How stupid.
Try and get a little more.
Yeah.
General for 2. This 1999 cult classic centers around Peter, who hates his job at a software company.
John talks about this all the time.
Oh, wow. They don't know it.
I'm not gonna know it.
Oh, wow.
No, it's repeated again.
This 1999 cult classic centers around Peter, who hates his job at a software company.
Seems like Sam should have been paying attention when I was talking about
John's
the
told me
movie
to
all the
watch
time.
this probably like 20 times, I feel like.
Maybe you should spend more time on movies instead of TikTok. Although the TikTok is worth 3 points, I guess.
Yeah.
It was worth more.
Trying to rack my brain of all the things that John has told me. You got to watch that. Oh, you haven't seen that? You got to watch that. Man, this is going to feel stupid.
So I wish I could help you out more, but I hear Peter in my mind goes to Spider-Man. So that's obviously not this.
Put me out of my misery, Bubba. I don't know.
We're looking for Office Space.
Son of a biscuit.
All right, give me.
Hey, at least we took that one from him though, because he would have gotten that right.
Give me planets for 3. No. Give me stars for 3. Give me stars for 3.
Stars for 3. Stars are mostly made up of which 2 elements?
Son of a gun, that's to the win some. Is nitrogen one of them?
I think so.
Is nitrogen one of them, Bubba? That's one of my,
official ruling. Am I?
Yeah, you can tell me
Yeah,
yes
yeah,
or no
yeah,
on
yeah,
one. That's one of my guesses.
No.
No? Then okay, let's move on. Hydrogen? Is hydrogen one of them? Couldn't remember if it was hydrogen or nitrogen. What's the other one? Just oxygen? No. What is it?
Helium.
Helium. God.
So do we want to go planets for 3 then? I guess
Either that or space, I guess.
Let's do planets. Do you want to do planets or space?
I don't like planets. Let's go space.
Okay, we'll go space.
Space for 3.
Space for 3. Within a 2-minute guess, how long does it take for light from the sun to reach Earth?
It's 8 minutes.
You seem pretty confident.
Yeah, it's 8 minutes. Yeah, I know that.
Hell yeah, Josh.
Roughly 8 minutes and 19 point whatever seconds.
And they got a 4-minute gap there?
Yeah. I didn't write the question.
Oh, I needed about 4 seconds. So
That's big time right there, Josh.
Yeah. All right. I guess
Big one.
give me planets for 3.
Planets for 3. Pluto was reclassified as no longer a planet, bringing the total number of planets to 8.
Damn it. I was hoping that would be the answer question.
Within 2 years, what was the date of Pluto's reclassification?
Ooh, within 2 years?
You have a 2-year buffer.
For some reason, I'm thinking I was in like 7th grade when this happened.
Am I allowed to reread this question?
No, you don't need to reread it. You're basically just asking when Pluto got reclassified and lost its planet status, correct? Within 2 years?
Yes.
Yeah, you don't have to reread it. All right, so my initial thought was 02. I'm going to go, I think it's definitely going to be later than that if I'm wrong. So I'm going to go 2004.
With the 2-year buffer, you would be correct. The answer is 2006.
Nice. Okay.
I was going to say 2008.
Works for me.
What is the score update, gentlemen?
It is 6-8. They have a question in hand. But at least keeps me alive.
So what do we got left?
6-8. We have general 1 and 5, sports 1 and 5, space 1, 2, 4, 5, planets 1, 2, 5, stars 1, 2, 5.
You got the 4s on those as well.
Huh?
You
Oh
have
yeah. Whoops, I'm stupid.
Star, space, and planets. You've guessed the 3s. That's it.
Yeah.
Trivia point for that.
Take your pick. I'm good with whatever. We don't need a 5er.
We need a miracle.
Stay away
here,
from that.
Bubba. We need a miracle. I don't know how I'm going to make up. I don't know how I'm going to get any more points.
Let's go planets for 4, I guess.
Oh wow. Okay.
Planets for 4. How many moons does Venus have?
Is it 2?
Like I don't remember many moons associated with
Or does it
Venus.
have any?
0 feels like a trick. You seemed confident with 2 there, Josh.
I feel like I heard that somewhere, but I'm not super confident in it. That was just the first guess I had.
This guy might be a space nerd. He might be Vol Fan 101. He might be Vol Fan 101 that just sit this in.
What do you feel more confident with, 2 or 0?
I mean, we can rock with 2. That was the first thing that came to my
You seemed
mind.
confident in 2. Let's go with 2.
I'm sorry, gentlemen. You should have picked 0.
Okay.
0.
Thank God.
Damn.
All right.
Okay. Well,
give me sports for 5, Bubba.
Sports for 5.
Come on.
The Dallas Cowboys adopted their primary logo, a star, in what year?
1976.
Earlier than that.
Final answer?
Yeah. I mean,
Looking for 1960.
okay. Fair enough.
How many questions we got left?
This is 2 rounds, 3 rounds, 4 rounds, 5 rounds,
6.
Yeah, you're asking your 6th-round question.
So yeah, we got 2 more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Space or stars for 2? What do you think?
Go space. Go space.
Space for 2.
Space for 2. This is the name of a space rock flying through the Earth's atmosphere, but it has not landed on the ground.
Is that not just a meteor?
It's a meteor or an asteroid. It's one of those 2. I just don't remember which one it is.
I feel like it's meteor.
No, it's a meteor because dinosaurs got killed by the asteroid and that hit the Earth. So it's a meteor.
Pays to know the dinosaurs. Let's go meteor, Bubba.
Meteor is correct.
Dang.
All right, give me general for 5.
General for 5. In Star Trek, what race is Spock and what language does he speak?
The only thing I know is Klingon. Is he a Klingon? Is that the right answer for that one? But I still have to get the language right. You're saying that's right? He's a Klingon?
Yes.
Okay. The language. Klingon. Klingonese.
Final answer?
Klingonese.
Klingonese.
Sorry, the language we're looking for is Vulcan.
Oh, wait, I should have known that, actually. That's just one of the things I've heard of Star Trek. What are you going to do? You guys still could have gotten a 2 for the win, so it would have been fun.
Do we want to take a stab at a 5 that's left and just see if we can pull it?
Yeah, sure.
Let's go ahead, Space Boy.
Let's go for it.
Which one do you like, space, planets, or stars?
I don't care. You pick.
It's very nice of your dad to send this trivia.
Yeah,
Let's go stars for 5.
Very nice. I went stars for 3, hoping it would be like
the Dallas Stars, maybe.
Yeah, or like just like a movie stars or like something like that. Is why I went with that instead
Star
of planets.
adjacent. Yeah.
Stars for 5.
But it wasn't. It was all space.
What year was the Hubble Space Telescope launched?
No clue. I mean, I feel like that's something my dad had.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, so
he wrote these questions.
Yeah.
I know.
Coincide it with the Great Space Race. That's what I would do. Maybe that's when they rolled it out. Sam, pick a year in the 60s. Or do it with the NASA rollout, 50s or 60s, somewhere in there.
1968.
Final answer?
Sure.
Sorry, gentlemen. You're a little early and looking for 1990.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Be a lot early, Bubba.
Yeah, it's 22 years early.
Yeah.
That's a very young person.
It's a long time to be off, Bubba. Damn it. I don't really feel bad about this. I don't know anything about space.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? I do think I should have gotten the Colt 45s though.
Looking back at it, I realized that he, at the very top of this, put a space-themed trivia.
Oh,
okay.
Oh, he said it was space training. I wish should have looked at that and vetoed it.
Well, I mean, it makes sense with the Astros being the name. I mean, that's probably as close to space theme you can get with sports.
Ah, yeah, that is true.
These jerseys are awesome, man.
They're only that for, I guess that was their expansion from 62 to 64.
They should go back to this. The Astros is lame.
Yeah, I can't. Can't really have guns on there. We've gone woke.
Mm-hmm.
Was the owner? Did the owner own like
The
guns?
Astros
Like,
have gone so backwards in how cool their logo has been.
yeah. No, yeah, they're one of the worst in terms of that.
To be fair, they're like early 2000s jerseys. Really cool.
Yeah, I like the old color scheme. Mm-hmm.
I was just curious who owned them. Like, was it the guy that owned like
Smith & Wesson or something?
Yeah, like somebody that owns Colt 45. Oh, well. Congrats to you guys on getting a win. Literally, space is about as bad as I could do. I think I'd have better chances at all geography one.
You think you'd have a better chance at dinosaurs than space, or no? Since you don't believe in dinosaurs.
I mean, I know what the Stegosaurus is. I know that chicken was the closest thing we have DNA wise. You didn't know that, so I would have gotten points on that one.
How did I not get Office Space?
I don't think I would have done very good on dinosaurs either. Oh well. Good job by you boys. Congrats on your victory.
I think it's our first one together. So,
yeah. I would personally put a little asterisk next to it.
Yeah, win's a win.
A win is a win, sure.
It is. Birds are just the closest living. Birds are actually just dinosaurs, just so you know. Modern birds belong to the group of aves and are direct descendants of theropod dinosaurs.
Everything I see says chickens on the internet. Everything I see says chickens.
I don't know where you're looking then, but
birds are chicken.
I mean, I guess we're saying the same thing.
Are they? Maybe you're saying this. Maybe you're saying the same thing, but they're lumping chickens as birds. Is maybe what's happening there.
Yeah.
And I'm specifically saying chickens.
Look at all those chickens.
If you watch the damn movie, they got the ones running around just basically looking like chickens because they properly represent, or at least properly from what they tell you, that they all had like feathers and stuff. So like the raptors all have feathers on in this one at least. Unlike
the one you just watched.
It depends on the region that they lived in. Depends on the amount of feathers they had.
Yeah.
And we're talking about the new Paw Patrol movie, right?
No, the end of Oak Street, I think.
Did you like? Well, we can't talk about the ending because it'd be spoilers.
I mean, I liked the movie all right. It was solid enough for me. I don't think it was.
So I had a good time with it. It wasn't groundbreaking, but
I don't think it was great by any means. But like the dinosaurs were cool. I do think they did a pretty good job.
Dinosaurs were pretty ruthless, actually.
Yeah,
which I appreciated.
I thought that was about as scary of a dinosaur movie as I've ever seen. The dinosaurs were pretty gruesome. Like they weren't holding back. I feel like in the Jurassic Park movies, or at least the ones with like Chris Pratt, like some of the dinosaurs were good and some of them were bad.
Yeah, they were good guys, bad guys. Yeah.
On this one, just kind of like all the dinosaurs just want to eat, bro.
Well, it was like it was more comparable to the first Jurassic Park, where they were just like, "Hey, we're hungry and we're here and gonna eat you."
Yeah.
Is it a PG-13 movie?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but it's a pretty brutal PG-13 movie.
I would say it's on the the higher end of PG-13 for sure. Last call on the other side. Stick with us.
Here at Fan Run Radio, we're not just some podcaster streaming from his mother's basement, but we're also not a bunch of mouthpieces on state-run radio telling you what we've been told to say. We're the flagship station for Tennessee fans. This is Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
September 10th isn't just a sale, it's an experience. Join us as Liquor Vault celebrates its first anniversary with the biggest savings event of the year. Experience rare bourbon drops, surprising barrel releases, and complimentary tastings all day. For the wine enthusiasts, you can check out Jason Drotar's Wine Passport Experience. Cigars, they've got them too. Enjoy hourly giveaways, exclusive one-day only anniversary pricing, and surprises throughout the day. Find a Vault Golden Ticket and receive exclusive access to Liquor Vault's highly anticipated end-of-year rare bourbon allocation. People will be talking about this event for months. The only question is, will you be there? The Vault Experience, September 10th, only at Liquor Vault's anniversary party. Located at 2901 Tazewell Pike. Check out their specials and sign up to get discounts at liquorvault.com.
Citizens National Bank.
Are you getting penalized because you can't make it to your bank on time? No need for unnecessary roughness. It's time for a new game plan. Easily manage your accounts with Citizens National Bank's mobile banking app. Check your balance, deposit a check, and pay a bill, all from your phone with CNB's mobile banking.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game. Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm gonna hop online and I'm gonna get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
Anytime you get history in baseball, it's really cool to me just because so many damn games have happened, which I guess I misread that. I was thinking PCA was the first ever to do a leadoff and walk-off home run. He's the first since 2010. Never mind. Disregard. But Pete
First
Crow
player in Cubs history.
Okay, first person.
Walkout.
Maybe that's what I saw was that he was the first in okay, so first in Cubs history. As he had a leadoff home run, then a walk-off home run. First in 16 years. That's pretty cool in baseball. I like that.
What about being like an all-time? What about an all-time bad statistic?
Those are cool
too. See the Braves guy?
No. What was his?
Kim.
Okay.
There have been 45,719 seasons in baseball history where a player got at least 85 plate appearances. Out of the 45,719, he has the worst average slugging and OPS and the 45,718th worst OPS plus.
So he just sucks.
It's basically like the worst batting season you've ever seen.
Wow. Yeah, that one's baseball stats, the historic ones are pretty cool just because there's so much history. And the game hasn't changed, too much. It's still I know there's steroids, I know there's like different plate approach types, but like game's still the game.
I think I'd like a documentary on just like sports statisticians. How you go find all that stuff. How long it takes them to dig all that up.
Yeah, people just love digging through. What'd you make of Steve Wiltfong yesterday? Probably worth a mention as some Tennessee fans are pointing out that he choked on his water when he was mentioning how Tennessee was trying to flip 5-star David DJ Jacobs. Some are connecting dots, Sam, that maybe that was his body shutting down.
Yeah. Or it's Ohio State choking on the closing aspect of things there.
Do we know what is that one? I guess it doesn't have a target date because he's already committed, right? But like, I guess that's just one you keep recruiting until he basically tells you to bleep off, essentially.
Yeah, you keep trying to get him to flip until he signs the papers.
Yeah. And then you don't burn the bridges after he signs the paper, hoping he hits the transfer portal in a year, and you could keep that relationship good there.
I believe he has a younger brother as well.
Yeah, he
does. A 4-star.
Yeah,
so,
and Tennessee's been after him too.
Yeah, so I'd imagine that's maybe trying to be like a little 2-for-1 play type of thing of,
sure,
hey, we're recruiting the little brother, but, we've got history with your family type of thing. Rodney Garner, good friends with y'all. let's try and get it to where we can get both of you guys in here.
Yeah, Dawson Jacobs, he's a highly ranked 4-star in the 2028 class. Tennessee, of course, making some news yesterday in the 2028 class as they went out and landed themselves a quarterback. Did that jump out to you? It's hard for me to get too excited about a young quarterback whenever we don't know what the hell our plan at the quarterback position is over the next couple of years. Like, I imagine it's going to be Faison Brandon for a long time, but then you get the commitment from Caden Kraft. He picks Tennessee over Florida, and that's nice, but like it was one admittedly that didn't get me too fired up, which is why we're just kind of mentioning it right now.
I looked at his highlights. He looks the part, I mean, he's got good size, dual threat type of guy. What he was able to do, just kind of.
They're claiming he runs a 4.5.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like a guy that can run a 4.5. Whenever you see his highlights of the play, kind of breaking down and stuff, it seems like he can go out there and be a playmaker. So
they're claiming he runs a 4.5. He came in, on Rivals industry rankings at number 102 in the country as the 8th best quarterback in the country. It's good to have a bird in the hands, like to have a commitment on board. I guess people have been a little suspicious that maybe Tennessee doesn't hold on to their quarterback in this class, right? When you look at him having such a late start, Derek Baker, in terms of him rising up, I feel like getting a little bit more notoriety. I think there was some talk recently, right, that maybe Tennessee doesn't end up bringing him in. We'll see. I don't know if there's been any smoke on that recently, but either way, you're trying to stack in some quarterbacks, keep some quarterbacks around. But again, to me, it's hard to get too excited knowing that the winner of this quarterback battle is probably going to be here at least 3 years, at least. And then after that, the transfer portal and everything.
It does just feel like Heupel's, like the start of his good recruiting classes seem to be quarterback centric. Like it seems like he does try and knock that piece off first and then kind of build around that.
All right, Bubba, what do we miss today?
To kind of add on to what Sam was saying there, Josh Heupel has received the first commit for the 2028 class. 4-star Caden Kraft commits to Tennessee over schools like LSU, Ole Miss, Oregon, and Florida.
Florida's the one I saw get named as like the other finalist. Like when it was put out, it was like he picks Tennessee over Florida, but sure. We'll see. Better to win than lose a recruiting battle, I suppose.
Yep. We have Ketel Marte being put on the restricted list for the Diamondbacks after he goes AWOL again for another season. And with the restricted list, basically, he's not on the active roster. He does not get paid.
So he's just disappeared on the team?
Yeah, they're saying it's due to a personal matter. But this is the second time this has happened with Marte in particular.
Okay, because, he was just playing this last series against the Braves. He was out on the field for them.
Yeah, he no-showed against the Red Sox.
And this was the guy last year that one of those that fan was chirping him and he was crying on the field. Right?
Oh, was it when I was making fun of his mom dying or whatever?
I'm not sure. There's a lot of news that's happened since then, but
okay.
And then we have numbers for the Field of Dreams game from Netflix. Very underwhelming for them as they got 1.66 million views. They're running that up to 1.7. This compares to the Home Run Derby, which received 5.3 million, as was the opening night game between the Yankees and the Giants at 2.97 on Netflix. So
who are the teams in the game? The Phillies
and the
played
Twins.
The Twins, yeah.
What a weird matchup.
As people are questioning whether or not it's a Netflix problem or if it's just hey, this needs to be a marquee matchup kind of game solo instead of playing at the same time as other people's favorite teams as well.
What was the Home Run Derby doing on ESPN? I know you probably don't have those numbers in front of you, but
that was Netflix, wasn't it?
No, I know, but before it got to Netflix, was it a big drop off on Netflix? Because that would tell me it's a Netflix problem. But if the numbers are pretty much the same, I would say it's more so like no one wants to watch the damn Minnesota Twins. Opening night, Yankees, Giants. The Yankees fan base obviously huge. Vitello making history. 3 million. I don't know what that ranks to most like opening nights. I'd have to compare those numbers before I was able to kind
AI overview says last year's 25 one was 5.73.
So basically right on par.
6.3.
Yeah. You said there's 5 million there. So basically on par.
I mean, it also was a blowout too. The game was 7-1.
Yeah.
So.
All right, Bubba. Good job by you today. Josh, appreciate you. Sam, appreciate you. We'll do it again tomorrow. The Tony Vasilio Show coming up next.